that already adds to his generational enrichment, and he will be gunning for Justin Fields in week 1, and we will all be watching.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full-spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Carmelo Anthony for the Bail Project.
Bad news, you've been arrested. Good news, you're innocent until proven guilty. If you can pay your bail, good news, you go home to wait your trial. If you can't, sorry, you go to jail to wait. But sure, you still presumed innocent. But since you can't afford bail, you've lost your freedom. That's not right. And that's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Download our free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and we're trying out that new streamer thing again. So if you take a look on the Twitter or the Facebook or the YouTube, we are live on all those platforms.
Oh, yeah.
See if this sounds better, looks better, works better. Let us know what you think, because then we can make adjustments and stuff. So bear with us on that. But listen, the big news right now, Mariners go home losers. It's a sweep. 5-2. Diamondbacks win it today. And I don't feel great about this just because of what transpired leading up to this. It's like it happened before, it'll happen again. And it's like I don't think anything is fixed yet, but it's always good to see a W. It's always good to see a win, huh, Randy?
It is great to see a win. And let me, for a moment, take you back to yesterday's game. And I wanted to point out a positive for you.
Go back in time music for that?
We don't have any.
No. I'll do it.
Yeah. Let's go back in time to yesterday's game where the Diamondbacks ended up beating these Mariners 10-3 on a wonderful effort. It looked like the Arizona Diamondbacks, the way they were built, the way they were put together. They scored throughout the game. They had 12 hits. The team was running the bases well. Everybody was hitting the ball. Alek Thomas had a wonderful game. He scored 4 runs. He went 3 for 3, had a wonderful day, and he even drew a walk and had an RBI. So Alek Thomas coming out of the box. He had another great game today. But yesterday, Brandon Pfaadt took it into the 5th inning, got through the 5th inning, got through it clean, gave up only 9 hits in 5 innings, 2 earned runs. And then Taylor Scott came in. You're wondering, who's Taylor Scott? Yeah, well, he was called up. He's been down on the farm. He was called up. He's a new addition to the Diamondbacks pitching rotation. He pitched a clean, very good inning, gave up 2 walks and a strikeout, no earned runs, no hits. And then Bryce Jarvis came in for 3 innings and closed out the game. 3 innings. He gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run, 2 base on balls, and he had 2 Ks. Then let's fast forward to today's game, where the Diamondbacks, again, they were behind most of the game, and they came out in the 6th inning and had a big inning, scoring all 5 of their runs today, and they were able to put another hang another L on the Mariners, which are a good team. I heard some of the people talking and commenting about the Mariners. And I heard Triple H commenting about the Mariners, what a good team this is.
Yeah.
But the Diamondbacks, again, hitting the ball. Everybody got in on the business except for Lourdes Gurriel. He had the golden sombrero, as we like to say. He went 0 for 4 and didn't have anything to do with today's game. But Pavin Smith was hitting. Tim Tao he came in as a pinch hitter. He attributed to the game. Alek Thomas again was hitting the ball. Jose Herrera came in. Corbin Carroll had a good game. Ketel Marte. Everybody was contributing. And then the pitching staff, Eduardo Rodriguez went 6 1/3. He gave up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks. They had to get him out of the inning because he started to give up some runs. Juan Murillo came in, and he did an epic job. He only walked 1 guy, pitched 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up anything. Jalen Beeks came in from the bullpen. He had a good inning, and then Shelby Miller closed it out with 2 strikeouts in the inning, 1 hit. He gave up no runs. Diamondbacks win today 5-2, and more importantly, they draw back up to 500. They're now 34-34 on the season.
That's nice. But, I mean, let's just see if we can fix all the problems. It was great to see Taylor Scott come out and stop that rally. He came out there like Gandalf. He's like, yeah.
You shall not pass.
It shook the Mariners, and then the other guy was able to come in. But seeing a guy come up like Taylor Scott and make a difference, that warms the cockles of my heart when it comes to the farm team. We probably need to start working some other guys out, right?
Well, I mean, maybe we brought up some young guys. I don't want to tell you other stuff that I know about guys coming up. I don't want you to get upset. I don't want you to get upset.
Why would I be upset?
I don't want you, Jeffrey. I'm going to just say it.
Why would I be upset? I'm upset if you don't tell me.
Okay, Kevin Ginkel is back up with the big team. I told you. I told Triple H, don't ever tell him stuff that makes him angry.
I'm
no,
I tried to protect you. I always do it. For 30 years I've been doing this.
But I needed to know
let
this.
Me protect you.
I needed to know this, Randy, and it's fine. I don't blame you as much as I blame Harris.
What?
Well, I don't think it was Triple H's fault at all.
Doesn't matter. He's the new guy. He's the new guy.
Okay.
So he'll take the brunt of it.
All right.
Here I am
You know I
sitting
can't
here.
be mad at you, Randy.
Well,
I mean, you know what? Actually, I don't blame you, Jeffrey. I couldn't be mad at him either. I'll take all the blame.
All right. Well, so I guess who do we got next? Who do we?
San Diego Padres.
Well,
Yeah.
I've heard on the street they might be good.
They are very good. And we have the Padres here at home.
Yes.
And it happens Friday night, 6:40. And then we have the weekend series with them. And then we go to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays, who have been playing some good ball as of late. After that, it's on to Colorado for a 3-game series against the Rockies. So it's going to be
okay.
Start out kind of difficult with the Padres. Blue Jays are going to be tough, but I think I have pointed out some real positives today.
Yeah, I've heard them.
About the Diamondbacks. So.
Sure, the positives are there, but then the reality is there as well. And Moist One makes a good point. Moist One, as a Mariners fan, says the Mariners are in a big slump right now. Pitching's been butt cheeks. Glad I spent my hard-earned money to watch them Monday and yesterday. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Is this a get-right series for the Diamondbacks, or is it just, well, we're just playing around until the real teams come back at us? Because the Mariners have been struggling, and so now we got to go up against a team that's not. And it's like, well, we'll see the contrast. How we handle the Padres will tell us a lot about where we currently are. You can't tell where you currently are when you're smacking a toddler. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to insult the Mariners. They're a toddler at the moment because of the slump. I'm not saying they're butt cheeks or booty or whatever he said. I'm just saying at this moment. So that doesn't tell us if the Diamondbacks have fixed anything, or if there has been a shift, or if there's been a good rah-rah speech in the clubhouse. I don't know what we've got with these Diamondbacks, even watching them sweep the Mariners.
Well, I will tell you this. The Padres are 6-4 in their last 10. The Diamondbacks are 6-4 in their last 10. It should be a great series. And it depending on how the series goes, if we can, I know it's asking a lot to sweep the Padres, but if we can win this series against the Padres, we can gain ground on them. We're currently 5 games behind them.
Not
worried
worried about that right now. Not worried about that right now. I want to see the Diamondbacks have repaired their issues.
Well,
you're too close to this, sir. You're too close to this. You're too positive. I'm too negative. We need to ask Harris Hicks to tell us the reality of our situation.
So the reality of the situation is for the Diamondbacks to make the playoffs, they need more.
No. Stop. Okay, back to you, Randy, because Harris didn't listen. Harris didn't listen to what I was asking. What I was asking was to give me the reality of the situation. I don't care about the playoff structure. I want to talk the structure of the team, how the team is interacting with each other. How's the team dealing with adversity? How are they dealing with games? Like today, they were down for most of the game. So what you knew the only way out of that was their offense. So I need you to tell me, is this team fixed or not?
Are you talking to me or Harris?
I was going to get
into
that.
All right, I'll give Harris one more chance, and then I'm just going to mute him.
I was going to get into that. So the hitting, yes, the hitting's been fixed all year. They're 4th in the MLB.
That was never broken.
In team runs per game. The pitching could be, but we don't know yet. And why I was talking about the playoff chances is the X factor for the Diamondbacks is going to be the bottom of the pitching staff. So Eduardo Rodriguez, for example, before his injury, really, really struggled. He's been healthy these last 2 games, and he's looked great. 11 innings, 4 runs allowed, a lot in those innings, a lot of Ks, not many walks at all, not many hits allowed. He's been great on the mound. Brandon Pfaadt looked a little bit better recently. Merrill Kelly's been stable. So what the Diamondbacks need is guys like Eduardo Rodriguez. They need him to be more consistent like he was a year or 2 ago and the man that they paid him to be. If they get the Erod, the healthy Erod, seemingly, that they've gotten the last 2 games, then a lot of their woes will be, I wouldn't say fixed, but healed. That scab will be a little bit less painful. In a playoff appearance might be on the horizon.
Okay, so you don't know.
We don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but it is a very encouraging sign.
I don't think anybody can give you the answer you're looking for, Jeffrey, is if the pitching staff has been fixed. what
Right.
we're looking at from this series against the Mariners is a lot of positives. There were a lot of good things that happened in this series against the Mariners. The first game was a complete and total nightmare, the way that Torey Lovullo chose to use his pitching staff. The last couple of games, before the Mariners came to town, it was a complete nightmare. Now, how is this going to go forward? I don't know. But with the games against the Mariners, which was a series sweep for these guys, going into a series against the San Diego Padres, I think it's going to be good, a very positive impact on this team moving forward. That, hey, we've got some consistency out of the bullpen. Look, Bryce Jarvis came in and gave 3 strong innings yesterday to close the game out. He didn't give up any runs. That was something you couldn't say about Jarvis earlier on in the season. He was coming in and getting beat up just like Kevin Ginkel was. So I think it's important to stay positive. Again, we're not even at the halfway point yet. We're just 11 days into June, and there's a long time to go. We got till September. This team needs to worry about winning series, winning ball games, and winning series. And now you've got one of your foes from the National League West, the team that you're currently trailing by 5 games. You need to put it on them. If you can't get a series sweep, you have to get at least a series win against the Padres.
So, I've been frustrated lately,
Yes, you have.
asking what I feel are simple questions and just getting nowhere. And I don't mean just here. I mean in life in general. So I called the homeowners association this morning.
Yeah.
I wanted to know a thing. And here's the thing. In our community, you cannot have a car parked on the street overnight.
Yes.
Or else you'll get cited, which I think is the dumbest thing, right? And so I call up and I'm like, hey, guys, just curious. So if a car can't be out overnight, what are the times between what time and what time does that, what's the rule?
Mhm.
And they say,
Yes.
Between midnight and 5 a.m. And I said, what's happening between midnight and 5 a.m. that the cars can't be out there? And they're like, well, that's the only time that the company we hire to go give tickets can be out there. Wait, what? So,
oh my gosh,
it's between midnight and 5. And the only reason everybody's got to get off the street is because that's the only time the company you hired can be out there. I said, but what is the reason at all for having the cars? She's like, I'm going to have someone else call you.
Yeah.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty simple thing to know, the reason of why. Now, if they said, well, we got street sweepers going through later on, and I made up an idea. We might need emergency services, like a fire truck that comes down the street. If somebody has a heart attack, we want to make sure all the cars are off the road. You could have BS'd me with those horrible answers, and I'd been like, all right, at least I know. But now I'm angry that I don't know. There's a rule that I'm fine enforcing. We got a long ass driveway. I don't have to be on the street.
Sure.
It's just the principle of the matter. She said, well, that's what they voted for. Why? Why did they vote for it? What pressing need was there? And all I can think is you're trying to make money off of people by ticketing a car that somebody forgets to take off the street. And that's the only thing. And then you're not the police. You're not allowed. And that's a public street out there. I don't know. I'm all kinds of messed up, and I'm sick and damn tired of people not giving me good, simple, straight answers. So that's why I yelled at you, Harris.
Hey, I support that.
I don't care if you support it or not. I yelled at you because I wanted to.
Well, I tried. But that's so frustrating. And that bugs me. Like, you know what annoys me is like meaningless rules. That can be a pet peeve of mine. And just rules so you can make money off others and no other intention at all. What harm does it really do if the cars are parked towards in the street?
I'm just saying.
Really a lot. But
it doesn't hurt the property value.
You let them know. They let you know of their intention. Because like you said, they could have said, yeah, well, we want to be ready for emergencies and the fire people need to have a place to park, even though they could park in the middle of the street.
It's the only time they're available to give you a ticket.
Yeah. But no, it's the only time in your convenience that you can give us a ticket. Oh my gosh. Cry me a river.
Dirty bastards.
Moisland
says, no. Diamondbacks dominated the Mariners. Mariners suck, but that's no disrespect to the Diamondbacks. They executed and looked like a great lineup. When Moreno is catching, it's hard to find a hole in that lineup.
It really is, because he's not only defensively a stalwart for the Diamondbacks. Offensively, he came into yesterday's game and pounded a long home run that helped the Diamondbacks win. So, yes, you're exactly right. When he's in the lineup, it's a tough lineup to beat.
Bruno Baller says the Diamondbacks are like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get.
Well, yes. Yeah.
True.
You don't ever know what you're going to get. That is true and frustrating.
Yeah, very
Lost Toby says Padres are in third place in the division. National League West is a crazy division.
Sure is. Yeah.
It is.
Now everybody wants to be angry on my behalf about the rule of the Homeowners Association. Quiet Cannon says streets are for cars to get from point A to point B, not for parking. That's not true.
Quiet Cannon.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not true.
Here's the thing. Unless they go out there and put signs up and down the street that says no parking, and then between this place and this place or whatever, it's not legal by city ordinance. This is just a homeowners association being a bunch of damn Barney Fifes trying to, give us a bunch of stupid rules and try to make money off of us. Kiss the Cook says, I agree. It's public. They got no control over who parks on the streets. That's what I'm saying. Moist One says, leave a Hot Wheels out there. Yeah, a little Hot Wheel car right there in the curb.
Yep.
Somebody'd steal my little Hot Wheel, though. I'm not going to do that. Waldo says, no, streets are for street hockey. Now, if we had a bunch of kids or grown-ups out there playing the street hockey all the time, I'd be in. And listen, again, I'm not parking on the street. Sometimes we need to move a car or something. I want to put it out there and just leave it and not have to worry about it. So I just need to know the time. I'll still obey because I don't have the time in my life for that nonsense to, go to court over. I'd win, but I just, who needs that? I mean, pick your as you get older, Harris, you're going to realize, especially in marriage, pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? Pick how much aggravation you want. Even though you are righteous, doesn't mean you should always pull that suing trigger.
Yeah, that's true.
Lost Toby says HOAs should be illegal. Yeah, I know.
They should. They really should.
Of course, now I feel bad, though. Remember Kaler? Kaler. Kaler was a 6'5" fellow who used to do your job.
Yeah.
And he came to us and he was doing great. We were having fun with Kaler and he was, doing his job and we were doing the show. And then he's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give my notice. And I'm like, he says, yeah, I got my dream job. I said, oh, really? What station? What network? He says, no, I'm going to run a homeowners association.
Yeah.
How about poop my pants? I'm like, I'm not going to get between you and your dream, but that's a weird one. That's a
weird one. How in your right mind could that be a dream job for you?
You know what? Everybody's got their dream job. So I'm not going to, I'm going to tell somebody how to row their boat, So anyways, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have other fish to fry. The NBA finals continue with game 3 in Indiana as the Pacers just looking for ways to make their dreams come true. We got tons of football to talk about. So come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Miss any part of the Daily Blender? Download the free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Mom, where are my keys?
Why do I have to take out the garbage? I'm too sick to go to school. Quit hogging the bathroom! Stop!
If you're having a hard time living with all the noise, it's even harder to live without it. One fake fentanyl pill could cost your child their life. Learn how to talk to your kids at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
I've been in the diamond business my whole life. Grew up in my dad's 22-store chain, and since 1990, I've been doing it on my own. Here's the truth. Big name stores can't match our prices. Why? Because they have massive overhead, fancy showrooms, huge marketing budgets, and layers of corporate costs. Every dollar they spend is a dollar you pay. But at my office, we keep it simple. No unnecessary overhead, just the best diamonds at the best prices. And when it comes to quality, we carry what the mall stores won't and what the luxury stores charge a fortune for. If you want the finest diamonds at the most competitive prices without the retail markup, come see me, Diamond Dave, and my team of experts. Because when you buy from us, you don't just get a diamond, you get confidence, quality, and the deal of a lifetime.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow Dave on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
It's the bone-crushing hits. The searing sounds of training camp.
Come on, knock their ass back! All gas, no brakes. Let's go!
Soon, the new recruits will show up for minicamp. And then, it's down to business in training camp. When it comes to the NFL, we talk about it. We're 1580 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for the NFL.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. By the way, it's National Corn on the Cob Day.
Oh, no, I love corn on the cob.
Everybody loves corn on the cob.
Oh, I love corn on the cob, especially when you put it on the grill with some butter and a little garlic in there.
Yes.
Salt. Oh, my
Yes.
God, it's so good.
Yes. Let me tell you, here's the thing. Corn on the cob, fresh corn on the cob, when you cook, whether you boil it, grill it, however you prepare it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, there's nothing better. Nothing better.
Mm.
It's been around for 10,000 years, domesticated back in present-day Mexico 10,000 years ago. Oh, no. We're going to have to deport all the corn now. Sorry. There goes your 4th of July picnics, everybody. We're going to have to deport the corn.
Why do we have to deport the corn?
Once Trump finds out it's Mexican, it's out of here. It's not my decision.
I don't think that's the situation here.
4000 BC is when they started getting clever with the way they would plant and do the corn. And then it was 1950 that Professor John Loftman of the University of Illinois, he developed sweet corn.
Wow.
How did it take 10,000 years to get sweet corn?
Well, it waited for a corny individual from a corny state.
Sweet corn is, I love me some sweet corn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, if you got dental work, then you just got to take that corn in the cob and just slice the corn off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Get that in your gob.
Basically flossing.
That's the thing. Corn on the cob. I don't care. Leon Sphinx would have to floss right after that. Corn on the cob gets in there. It gets in some spaces it should.
It does. It does. It does.
But anyway, I don't know why it's today, but it's today. So there you go. 888-368-1580. That's the number to be a part of the shoe. Hey, listen, Pacers are at home tonight, 5:30 p.m. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have got to get at least one in Indianapolis. A lot of people think they're going to get two in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So there is... It's a live or die thing. And I mean, live and die by that same sword. And that sword is 3-pointers. 3-pointers, if the Pacers are hot on the threes and they can defend OKC well, they'll win the game. I just don't know if they can be hot from three in enough games to win the entire championship. That is sort of my thought there. The only way the Pacers win is if they go nuts from the 3-point line.
Yep. So they were 46% from three, game one, 35% game two. So what that tells me is Indiana played their A game one, game two. They played about their average game, honestly, about C+ game. They did have a lot of turnovers in game one. Here's what we're missing, though, and this works to the benefit of the Pacers. We haven't seen that Tyrese Halliburton breakout game. We haven't seen that Pascal Siakam breakout game. Game one was a team effort. Game two, they just got, the better team won. Are we going to get that game three? Because if we are going to get that, I think Indiana can win one and maybe two.
It's all about the threes. It's all about the threes.
It really
Here's
is.
the problem. The first game was a very close game, and it took everything the Pacers had to win that game the way I just described, or you described. And then the second game was just a stomp because they were mere mortals.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying this is Oklahoma City Thunder's to lose, because the Pacers will not be able to maintain. You talk about a breakout game. It'll be a breakout game that doesn't translate into the next game. They don't have the ability to maintain the exact amount of fire they need to beat OKC.
Yeah, and it's not just about offensively. I mean, defensively, Indiana got torched. And the reason they got torched is because every time off that pick and roll, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander would just split it and drive to the basket, and there would be no one to be able to stay in front of him because Miles Turner is not quick enough and Andrew Nembhard is not lengthy enough to contest his shot. So it was basically just a lose-lose. Indiana tried sending double teams at SGA, and what happened? A lot of dudes got open from three. Game two, Aaron Wiggins making 5 threes out of 8. Alex Caruso making 4 threes out of 8. What defensive adjustments is Rick Carlisle going to make? That's going to be a big question coming into these next 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, could the Pacers win a game? Yes.
Absolutely they can.
2, maybe. 3 more? I don't feel it. I want them to, but I don't feel it.
You want them to? Why is that?
I don't know. I have no, because of the underdog. And when I don't care about what team wins, I usually sort of drift towards the underdog.
Right. They've been really, really doubted in every series they've played. They've been the underdog, except for Milwaukee, but that was because Dame got hurt. They were, I think, originally the underdog. So, I mean, they've been in this position before. This is nothing new for them. And nothing new for Rick Carlisle, who 2011 NBA Finals, I don't know if y'all remember, Dallas Mavericks coming in against that Miami Heat Big Three. Rick Carlisle, the head coach, Mavericks favored to probably get swept, and they end up winning the series. It's not like this is new positioning.
Well, he'd have to make not only adjustments that free everybody up to shoot these corner threes and get consistent, but he's also going to have to figure out how to get some work done in the paint, because Indiana got outscored by 24 points in the paint in the over the last 2 games, and I just don't see that changing. I mean, unless they bring in some bench players to try to do something, but you do that, you end up hurting your other efforts too, I think. I don't think they have the ability to balance that.
So here's what Indiana did on that pick and roll against SGA. So SGA splits the pick and roll. Now the big man from down low has to come up and guard him once he's been able to split it. That being said, when the big man comes up, it frees open the rim. So there's a position in basketball called the dunker spot, which is where a man sits right by the baseline. That was typically Isaiah
I saw
Hartenstein.
that. I know what you know what that.
Yeah.
That's in the Kama Sutra. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man sits on the baseline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't describe the rest of it though.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I feel like that would get us in trouble.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Jeffco.
Page 43.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Without getting in trouble, finish the description.
I will.
Go ahead.
I will. So Hartenstein was typically the guy who was left completely open because the big man who's usually protecting the paint would have to come and help out on SGA. I wonder if Indiana shifts to what's called drop coverage, to where instead of crowding that pick and roll only for SGA to blow by a guy, they just drop the big man so they don't free up all those lobs. It's just a question. If I'm not sure if Rick Carlisle does that, but they could make that adjustment.
When you're in that position, you don't want another man creating a situation that blocks your lobs, if you know what I'm saying.
When I'm reading the Karma Sutra, I don't want any other man involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Quiet Cannon says Pacers turn the ball over. Well, so does OKC. It's not that huge of a distance between them in turnovers, I don't think. He says OKC thrives on their defense. Good luck, Pacers. Is the turnover battle being won that mightily by OKC? I've kind of felt like it wasn't that big of a divide.
Yeah, game one. I also don't think it's a huge issue, although it is somewhat of an issue. But Indiana had 19 turnovers in the first half against Oklahoma City and ended up winning that game. So they can win it. The biggest thing is if they're going to get open shots from three. Is Oklahoma City's perimeter defense going to be just too much? Can Tyrese Halliburton get some blow-bys and get some help defense in there to free open guys wide open from three? They weren't able to get as many of those in game two, and they were able to get some of those in game one. So that's also a big question.
Anybody out there who's listening think the Pacers are going to win this thing? 888-368-1580. I have yet to see a text on the text line where they were like, oh, yeah, Pacers are going to win it because of blank. Nobody has any thought or faith or path forward for the Pacers to win the NBA Finals. I mean, nobody's saying they're bad. They're going to play them. Then it's going to be worth watching. It's just in the end of it, they just don't have enough to overcome OKC.
There is absolutely a path. And I want to focus on another guy, Obi Toppin, game one, 17 points, 6 for 9 from the field, 5 for 8 from three. Game two, he was 1 for 8 from the field. So sometimes, LeBron James has actually talked about this a lot. The stars are going to do their thing, but it's the role players that are going to, the little edge that you need to get over. That's what Indiana needs. They need that guy from Obi Toppin on the bench. And if it's not him, it's someone else. Is it Ben Mathurin? Is it TJ McConnell? They need a big performance, and it's a deep team. They play like 11 guys. These are the 2 deepest teams in the league. So maybe it's somebody, but they certainly need that to beat Oklahoma City.
How are you betting this, Harris? Are you betting any of this? Because the spread is OKC by 5.5 points. The money line on the Pacers is plus 180. And the over-under on this game is 226.5 points.
Yeah, I'd lean
Who's
Indiana. Lean meaning put a little bit on Indiana.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some girl named Eileen.
No.
She put some money on Indiana?
Not that I know of. Oh, you should put money on Indiana. I don't know about Eileen, but you should put money on Indiana a little bit in this game.
All the odds are against them, and I don't feel like that plus 180 is that attractive, is it?
I think it's pretty attractive.
Are you saying that you should sprinkle a little on the Indiana?
Yes, I would sprinkle on Indiana. Now, I already have some bets. I have Indiana to win the series at plus. I think I got it at 600, and I have Indiana to cover the series spread at 5.5 games. So I already have money on Indiana. I'm 1 game away from them winning that. So I'm not going to put a lot of it on. But if you want to get involved on the Pacers, I would get them at plus 180. I think that's a good price.
How much money would you put down on that?
I'd put down, so there are things in betting called units. One unit.
Put down. I knew this was going to come. I knew he was going to say this.
Is a unit $1?
A unit is usually 1% of your bankroll.
Oh.
So that is, yep. So if you have $1,000 in your bankroll, that is $10. Yep.
See, I know at least that much math.
Yep. And if you do the more units, the more confident you are. And you do, Jeffrey. That was impressive. I'm impressed.
I'm not that confident. I'm not making any bets.
I get that.
I'm saving my betting for the U.S. Open and
okay.
for football. So I just figured you'd want to talk about tonight's game.
It's a big game. Yeah.
Did your parents give you a hard time for being a degenerate gambler?
No, because I make a profit. And
right.
So
you paid your way through college kind of doing that. So they're like, our boy, I'm so happy.
I didn't pay my way through college, but I did pay for a few classes.
Gotcha. Well, that counts. If you listen, I'm a dad, and I'm going to be paying some ways through college. And if I'm doing that, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, this one's on me," I'm like, "That's my boy."
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
You want to hear something that's sweet?
Let's hear it.
My son Milo, his birthday's coming up, and I asked him.
Yes.
I texted him. I said, "Hey, pal, what do you want for your birthday?" And I'm going to read you what he says. It's the sweetest thing that I've ever seen. And he says to me, he says he doesn't want anything. He says, just my family and 17 hugs and kisses. I already have everything I need.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow. That's convicting.
You guys
He's a
are
better
so,
son
you
than
guys
I
are
am.
so naive. That was just him saying, I want 17 hugs and kisses. He's trying to avoid the spanking.
Ah.
And you get closer to 18. You don't get spanks after 18, right?
After 18?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like?
You still get spanks?
No, I was saying the opposite. Why is it a debate after 18? It should be after like 10.
I like being allowed to beat my kids.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the only time I can do that and not get arrested.
Right.
I save up a lot of anger for their birthdays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I go
I could
off
see
on
that.
them like an out of control windmill. Pow, pow, pow,
I could see that.
right on
yeah.
the hiney.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyways, very sweet of him. He's like, I have everything I need.
Very kind.
Like, you spoiled. I would have had a list as long as my arm when I was 17. If
Yeah,
anyone
I
asked me
did.
that.
I did have a list as long as my arm is when I was 17.
I still have stuff I want. Randy, what do I want for my birthday?
You want a go-kart.
See, and I just have yet to get the go-kart. And I
I've
keep
been
asking-
looking, pal. I've been looking.
Oh, it's not even on you, Randy. It's on
I
my
know.
wife and kids.
I know.
And I'm not talking about a go-kart like the obnoxious guys who run around the neighborhood or the teenagers in a go. No. I'm talking about a low to the ground, got a gas lawnmower engine on the back and a piece of flat metal and a little steering wheel. Maybe even, I don't even care. Maybe put some roller skates on that thing. I don't care. I just want to around my neighborhood. That's all.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That's it.
You know, if you do that though, Jeffrey, the HOA is going to be chasing you down.
They're going to give you a ticket
They'll
for
never
parking in
catch
the
me.
street.
Because if I know you, you'll be out there between midnight and 5.
I absolutely will be.
Yeah.
But see, that as long as I don't park, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well,
That's how that works.
that's
Right.
true.
Quiet Cannon says the Pacers match up poorly with OKC. You said yourself, Harris, that we are still waiting for the breakout game from Halliburton or Siakam. Okay, see as the ability to not let that happen.
Well, when
okay, so it's a voice text. OKC has the ability to not let that happen.
So when you look at this series, Oklahoma City's been leading it 99% of the time. So the fact that this is even close is crazy. Why have they been leading it 99% of the time? And I mentioned Oklahoma City was able to kill Minnesota, destroy them, because outside of Anthony Edwards, they didn't have a second option. So I brought up Pascal Siakam, and I said he is going to be the X factor in this series. I pointed at him, saying that this series could be closer than people think because Indiana has that second option. So game 3 and game 4, Obi Toppin, I said, is the X factor. I mean, honestly, Pascal Siakam might be the factor. Like, he might be the factor in general because Halliburton's going to get all he could possibly handle from Caruso, from Wiggins, from Williams, all those guys. Pascal Siakam, on the other hand, he might have some open opportunities. So he is going to be very important in the series. I think Indiana does have it in them because they have that second option that Minnesota did not have.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk some more NBA. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-292-0975. 800-292-0975. Again, that's 800-292-0975.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands Free Skechers Slip-ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time. Like right now. Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so we got this newfangled video system that we're streaming to Twitter and Facebook and YouTube with.
Yes.
And I hear the picture's better, and I also hear the audio's better. You remember how you used to like go
Yes,
like
it
that when the music was on?
Doesn't seem to do that anymore, no.
That's awesome. Gee whiz, it only took us 5 years to get this right. Anyway, so if you go on there and you check them out, let us know how it sounds, feels, looks, yada, yada. Against the Spread is on the text line. Our resident betting expert says, I don't and does that bother you, Harris? Did I call him the resident betting expert when you showed up on our doorstep, an already betting expert?
No, honestly, he knows ball. He knows ball.
All right. In that case, Against the Spread says, I don't think Indiana has a chance in this series. In fact, the Thunder will probably win it in 5 games. Oklahoma City is battle-tested from that Denver series. Game 1, Matt woke that team up. I like Thunder to cover the 5 points tonight. Halliburton's got an ankle issue, and there are just too many matchup issues for the Pacers. Oh, I didn't know that he had an ankle issue.
Mm-hmm. He does have an ankle issue. So I wonder this Against the Spread. I wonder this. Right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been like unbelievable in these finals. He's got 72 points the first 2 games. I think, could fact check me for it to mention, I think that's a finals record for most points in the first 2 games. I think it might be.
I believe you are correct. I think I saw that too.
Yeah. So what's going to happen to Oklahoma City if he has an off night? Will he have an off night? That's a big question. But what's going to happen? Does Oklahoma City, what are they going to do? And one thing too, Oklahoma City hasn't shown that they can win a close game a lot in these playoffs. It's been rare. They've blown teams out so badly in their wins that they haven't had to. Now, there's a psychological aspect of playing in a close game in the NBA Finals, and Oklahoma City is the youngest team in the NBA. If Indiana can make this close, we saw it happen in Game 1, where they ended up winning and Oklahoma City collapsed. Let's call it how it is. I wonder if Indiana can squeak a couple games by.
Well, like you said, it's like all the tumblers of the cosmic universe have to sort of click into place for the Pacers to have a chance.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's basically OKC's to give away if they do.
It is. And the Halliburton ankle issue is something to monitor for sure. And I've been wondering, I'm like, how has Oklahoma City done such a great job on him? Well, a part of it is the coaching with Dagnall. He's one of the best coaches in the league, how he just kind of blitzes, sort of like Houston, Kelvin Sampson in college, but not to that extreme. He blitzes the ball, forces a heck of a lot of turnovers. But Jalen Williams was asked after the game, how are you doing such a great job on Tyrese Halliburton? He looked at the reporter and he said 2 words, Lou Dort. Lou Dort. Lou Dort. Yep, forks up. Lou Dort's putting Halliburton, let's just say, in the torture chamber. He is locked up in the torture chamber right now. And Lou Dort is the unsung hero in this series. Like I said, it's about the role players. Oklahoma City got their role players clicking Game 2.
So moving on to the next thing, because all right, we kind of have a pretty good handle on the NBA Finals right now. Still going to watch. Still going to be fun. You never know what is actually going to happen. Just because we geniuses think we've got it figured out, sometimes fate has another idea. So it's totally worth still watching. How have the ratings been? Has there been any word trickling down on the ratings from games 1 and 2 yet?
So the ratings, Game 2 had 8.8 million viewers. That is the lowest.
Yeah, that ain't great.
Outside of COVID, because COVID was just an anomaly. That's the lowest other than 2007 when the Spurs played the Cavs and it was just a rout. The Spurs dominated the young Cavs. So the ratings have been super low, and it makes me wonder.
Did they go up for Game 2? Because once the
No.
Pacers beat OKC, you'd think people would be like, hey,
No, they didn't go up for Game 2. So it's 2 small markets. I get it. But I think it rises a more interesting question. The NBA in Saturday primetime throughout the whole season has put LeBron, Curry, Durant. Those 3. So have they done enough to promote the young stars? And when those guys retire and leave, what's going to happen to the NBA's popularity?
That's an interesting way, in a very Gen Z way, of blaming your boss. You know what I'm saying? The new generation, Z and kind of millennials, do this thing where you're like, you know what? Sorry, Harris, we're going to have to let you go because you're really not doing your job very well, blah, blah, blah. And Harris would say, well, you didn't properly train me. You didn't give me the encouragement I needed. You didn't manage me correctly. Like, what are you talking about? We showed you how to do your job. We let you do your job. You did a bad job. You're fired. So there's that thought process that you've now sort of put on, viewership, and you're blaming the NBA for not promoting these players better. Game is going to get attention. And listen, SGA, we all agreed because of his game should be the MVP. But, if you're not a star, do you really blame the NBA? You're blaming the NBA for some of these guys not being household names.
Well, a lot of it is, look at the decisions they've made on the Saturday primetime window. Almost all the games have been the Lakers, Warriors, Lakers, Warriors, Lakers, Warriors. Primetime Christmas slot, tons of Saturday primetime games. So Indiana and Oklahoma City, even though Oklahoma City won 68 games, were rarely on primetime. So unless if you paid NBA League Pass, which not a lot of people do.
Peasants.
Yeah. Do you? Do you pay? Do you pay?
Go ahead with your point.
Okay. All right. So people are just getting accustomed to this Oklahoma City team because not a lot, the casual audience has not watched them play a lot. And I think a lot of that does fall on the NBA because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is we've never seen a player like him. He's entertaining. He is fun to watch. And he hasn't been put in the spotlight that much until now.
So again, so now what are you saying? They have to trade him to another team for him to have the kind of popularity his talent deserves?
No. Now, he would be more popular with the Lakers or Knicks. Don't get me wrong. That's just because it's a big market. But they could have at least done something to help their case by putting him in primetime more. I mean, Oklahoma City won 68 games this year. So, and they didn't really. And they're reaping the benefits right now because this finals is going to be the least watched, second least watched finals ever. Maybe the least.
Harris, let me just tell you right now, if you ever say to me that I didn't put you in a position to win, I'm going to take away your keys and change the alarm code.
Yeah.
Why does this have to be about me, Jeffrey?
You're the one who brought up the fact the NBA, the reason is because the NBA didn't promote them well enough.
Yeah. I don't know if they did.
Echoes of every millennial and Gen Z that I've heard struggle at a job.
No,
I'm not saying you're going to be fired. I wouldn't say that to your face. I mean, you'd find out soon.
You probably,
yeah.
I'd probably through an email or social media.
Suck.
Oh, hey, you want to hear a secret about CRC Broadcasting?
Oh, sure.
No, Harris, you're going to want to know. We fire a lot of people on the holidays. Like right before Christmas, right before Thanksgiving. I don't know why it's turned out that way. So if you make it past certain holidays, you're like, okay, I'm good for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good to know, but also not good to know at the same time.
And always on a Friday.
I kind of know.
Oh, no, it's always
on a Friday. That's always great. Yeah.
That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Donnie says, fun to watch, LOL. So much fun watching a foul merchant getting to the free throw line every possession.
Have you seen that
foul merchant?
Have you seen that guy take a mid-range jump shot and just like shoot it right over somebody? The elegant pace that he plays with, his ability to split a pick and roll, like no one has seen. He plays so slow, yet he knows how to turn the gear on like a V8 all of a sudden, and you just never expect it. It's something I've never seen before. I've never seen someone play with that type of pace.
The Beeve says, Harris is right. It's always the same teams. Hey, Beeve, you mentioned the other day that you deliver. What do you deliver? I'm just kind of curious. I mean, I won't say it on air. I'm just kind of curious what you're out there delivering.
He delivers the news, baby.
He delivers the thunder. Papa.
And another interesting thought, Jeffrey, is regardless of who wins this finals, we're going to have the 7th different NBA champion in 7 years. That's the first time it's ever happened in league history.
That's great.
So when Kevin Durant, you say that's great.
It is great.
And I think it is great for the game, for just basketball in general. But for the NBA as a business, they tried this. So when Kevin Durant joined Golden State, they tried so hard to make certain guidelines to never happen again, to prevent that from happening. And here we are now, and the NBA has gotten its wish. We're in the decade of parity, the most parity in a decade we've ever seen in basketball. And ratings aren't that high. So I wonder if the NBA is going to think about this and say, is it the dynasties?
Ever happy. Nobody's ever happy.
Nobody is ever happy.
Harris, it's like we sit there and we're like, we don't want the Patriots. But then when it's some other team, the ratings are gone. Oh, there's no good team. It's like we all got to make up our minds. And I don't think that is the NFL or the NBA's business to curate. It's their business to set the table for the teams and may the best teams win. No matter what, your ratings are down because you have a couple of small market teams. Well, that's on you for having small market teams. Then maybe you need to move the teams, but you don't blame the players. You don't blame the teams. May the best team win. You have set the table, and now you got to lie in it.
Well, they set a lot of salary cap restrictions, like a lot. If you certain tax aprons and you have to pay more, and certain players are eligible for certain maxes if they stay with the team. So people wouldn't leave as much, and there wouldn't be just these dynasties like there was in Golden State and Miami. And that's what we have now. And you think, and I'm just saying this from a business standpoint. I'm not saying it from the game of basketball standpoint, because it's good when there is parity. It totally is. But for the NBA, they're thinking about this and they're like, okay, we came, we saw, we conquered with this. We're getting parity. all teams are involved, all fan bases are involved, and now the ratings are at an all-time low.
Harris, you find the best balance you can. That's all you can hope for, and whatever happens, happens. Next season, more than likely, a star-studded team will end up in there, and your ratings will be back up. But guess what you've done? You've made all your regular season money from the TV deals. You've made all your regular season money from the ticket sales. And so, okay, at the end, we didn't have as great of ratings as we'd hoped for, but we still made a bleep ton of money. It's not up to the league to sort of paint a picture. They laid it out there, and what happens, happens. Fish Tank says, Donnie, still butthurt that he lost to the MVP of the league. That sounds about right. Moist One says, set the table as enforce Luka trade for the Lakers. I don't think that happened.
No, yeah.
Moist One also says, Warriors, Lakers, and Celtics have won more championships than half the championships.
The Warriors, Lakers, and Celtics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Count up their championships, and they have more than half.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll tell
it
you.
makes sense. 18 and 17 for Boston, LA.
All right, guys, that is 1 hour Dune, and we got 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Cars aren't the only vehicle on our roads. Arizona drivers, don't forget to look out for motorcycles. That means checking your blind spots. Motorcycles are hard to see day or night. They move and stop quickly too. So keep your distance whenever you see them. And stay focused on the road, not your phone. Make sure you're protecting everyone on our streets. Stay on the lookout for motorcycles. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Hi guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and it turns out the real summer begins this weekend. Real summer. Once it gets past 110, now you're in the real Arizona summer.
Okay. All right.
You know, there's going to be like a 111 on Father's Day.
Okay.
So, yay. But listen, we've been through this before. And, at first I was kind of bristling against the high heat warnings. We have an emergency warning. We have the weather emergency. Blah, blah. It's not an emergency. It's like this every year. But when you got these idiot hikers who want to go up there and die of a heat stroke on Camelback or something, and then I think they should close the trails. You should not be allowed to walk on the trails between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. or not 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. or something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Because, Darwin is working hard out there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I know these people come from other places and they're like, I can handle it. I'm going to go hiking 5 miles straight up a mountain and die. How dumb are you? Harris, when you got here, were you trying to hike in this heat? Were you trying to go out and be physically active?
Definitely not in this time of year, man. It was
didn't even occur to you, did it?
No.
That's why he graduated college.
Yeah. From ASU, by the way.
Very, very highly touted institution.
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
No idea why anybody comes from some other place and says it's 110 out. You know what that means? I'm going hiking in the blistering sun. Stupid. I don't feel the least bit sorry for any of them. I feel sorry for their pets and children, but I do not feel sorry for the people who go out there and bake themselves. Just dumb. Just dumb.
I agree.
Why are people so dumb?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, Harris, you weren't from here. You came here. You figured it out right away, right?
Of course.
Was it a mystery?
No, it wasn't. Once I saw what I was getting into, I was like, when you first show up that August, it was brutal. Nothing like I've ever felt. Because in the South, it's humid, but the air is at least moist.
Like it gets cool at night, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes.
Here, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like you're stuck in a microwave and you can't
there's
get out.
no relief.
Yeah,
there's no relief.
Zero.
Yeah, I mean, so if Harris can figure this out, what you know what I'm saying?
So can you.
Why can't other people figure this out?
I don't know, though, Jeffrey. I graduated from a very credible and very touted institution.
Yes,
it
he
takes
did.
a lot of academic wherewithal to graduate from in Arizona State University.
He really does. Yeah.
It does. Randy, you would know as well.
Yes.
You would know as well. Yes.
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 You already forgot what we were talking about, didn't you?
About the hiking?
See what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, so hey, if you're new to the Valley, just stay indoors.
Yeah, don't go outdoors hiking.
Yeah. Now, I feel bad for the Amazon drivers and the DoorDash drivers, the people who work for a living in this sort of weather.
People that have to be out there, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, stay hydrated as well as you can.
Yeah.
And I feel for you. I hope your air conditioning works without pause, because I remember when I was a kid, I was 18 years old and I just started doing stand-up, but I was delivering sandwiches for a little sandwich shop in an industrial park in Tempe. And it was 1989. And wasn't that the year? That was the year it got to 122. And I was delivering sandwiches on that day. But these bastards that own the sandwich shop didn't tell me it was 122 because they knew I was listening to my new They Might Be Giants tape. And so I'm driving around. I'm like, I think my air conditioning's broke. No, it's not broke. It couldn't handle it. It couldn't handle 122. And I was just like, gosh, now I got to try to get some more hours so I can fix this thing. And I walk in, and these Argentinian people that own the sandwich shop, they were like, oh, would you like some water? Oh, here's a cool rag for your neck. And I was like, wow, they're usually not this nice. I don't know. They just needed to make sure I stayed alive so I could keep delivering all the sandwiches, because nobody wanted to leave. Everybody was ordering in. So I was running around in a hot car, trying not to die of a heat stroke, delivering sandwiches all over the place in Tempe. And so they didn't care about me. They just needed the machine to keep running. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How else are they going to get their sandwiches?
So that's what I was doing in 122 degrees. It's doable to work in the Arizona heat, but it's not always great. So we salute you, Amazon drivers and food drivers and stuff like. Oh my God, Jersey Murph. You know what please tell me you're doing it in the morning. That looks like an office building. Oh no, yeah, Jersey Murph is trimming palm trees outside of Chase Field. Right there next to the stadium.
My gosh, dude.
He's up on a cherry picker. He says, "Yep, we trim palm trees all day in the heat."
Goodness, man.
No kidding.
Now you got to be done by noon, right? Please tell me you're not out there listening to the show when this is happening.
Goodness, man. I'll tell you, I got in my car this morning, and what I saw was I was loading it up, and I'm looking at how many miles I've got, and it just gives me some driver assist systems cannot operate. Camera temperature too high in my car. I've never seen that in my life.
Well, your parents gave you an expensive car. That car should handle it. I'm shocked.
Yeah. So far, it ended up being able to handle it, but
let me fill you in. I'm sure you know this by now, having been here for 4 years, right? So at least. So here's the thing: when you first get in, whatever the car tells you the temperature is, it's lying. That is not the outside temperature. That's the temperature of the metal of the car that it's gotten up to 132, 140 as it sat there. Once you drive around, then the ambient air temperature becomes correct. So all these people taking pictures. Oh my God, it's 132 out there. Oh, I hate those people. I hate when they post that up.
Mine says negative 40 degrees, so I was assuming that it wasn't negative 40 degrees.
You got you got to switch off of Celsius.
It's
you got to switch off. You're on metrics.
Uh,
Makes you feel like you're driving really fast, though.
That it does.
Jersey Murph says his day ends at 2 with the trimming of the palm trees. My God, your day should end at noon.
Yeah, I should end earlier.
We salute you, Jersey Murph. Oh, no. Sir Drives a Lot says his AC is out at his house. He says it's a year old. He says, I want to put the company on blast, but they were nice to me this time, so not yet. All right, well, the floor is yours if you change your mind. You know, the company that installed it, that's not their fault. It's going to be the fault of the manufacturer. So if you want to blast the manufacturer, I think that would be more appropriate. Last Optimist says, what's all this? Hold on. Silver lining, they no longer vote. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, you know, I wonder if he's listening to the podcast of yesterday's show or something.
Oh, wouldn't be the first time he's done that, I feel like.
Oh, well, everybody takes a turn, I think.
Yeah, it happens.
Moist One says, I was trimming my tree inside Chase Field. Choke on that, stupid snakes.
Easy.
I don't even know what that means.
I know what it means. I know exactly what it means.
Randy, I think it's probably a good idea, just as a public service, that we give a weather report.
Oh, I mean, I can do that. Absolutely.
Thank you.
The problem is I have a new, I've got a new layout here. It takes me a second to get to the music. Oh, here we go.
Is it so hot that you can't fire the music?
Oh my God. It is from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, where it's currently 72 in Dinky Creek, California.
Dinky Creek,
yeah. At 105 downtown Phoenix, 106 in the West Valley, and 105 in Scottsdale. Going to be somewhat hot. 110 on Sunday, gradually decreasing back down to 103 by midweek, and then climbing back up again, 109 by a week from this Friday. Wind currently out of the southwest at 11 miles an hour. Currently, it is 105 in Scottsdale, 106 in downtown Phoenix. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you.
Thank you, Randy. So, Harris, being from elsewhere, did you come to your negotiated temperature? Meaning, once it's this hot, I'm not going out there.
Oh, yeah.
What is your negotiated temperature?
I would say probably what we're at now. 105. 105.
Yeah.
This is probably like The last couple days before, I was like, this is hot, but I can do this. Also, we do have a pool, so I can do it in a pool, but
nice.
anything else in a pool, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbearable out there, man.
So I think my temperature has got to be 105 too, because I remember there was a time that I met up with somebody for a business meeting, and we were sitting outside, no shade, in front of a Starbucks. I'm drinking some chocolate coffee, and then I look over and I see the thing says it's 100 degrees out. I was sitting in 100 degrees drinking coffee. And of course, this was quite a few years ago, so I might have deacclimated, but it made me mad. I was like, how dare my body get used to this? I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, but I think 105, once it's that, I'm like, yeah, forget it. I'm not doing, although I have grilled in the shade of 115 to 118 degrees. I've done that.
Yep.
It's still hot, but as long as it's not direct sunlight, I can handle that.
Yeah, I get that.
Marley for 3 says, thank you for your spectacular weather report, Randy. Please pour me a cold one if you can.
Can't find it. There you go. Made it. There you go.
Kyle G says, days like today remind me why I took a pay cut to quit FedEx. Stay safe out there, people.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got to do what you got to do, Kyle G.
Yeah.
I can't say a word about that.
I got to remember where that Al McCoy is. Marley for 3.
He's dead. Oh, you mean the sound drop?
Yeah, I need the sounder. Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to say, Al McCoy died.
He did. Yeah.
Which is just the worst thing. This
It
sucks
is.
so much.
He was such a great broadcaster, one of the best play-by-play guys in the business. Not even close.
And he was a good dude. He was seriously, in real life, a good dude. One of our former co-hosts ran into him and said, hey,
Did it hurt?
From the Daily Blender over there at 1580 Fanatic. He's like, oh, yeah, I know you guys. And he goes, oh, that old Radio Ron, he's doing a great job over there. It's like, dude, how's Al McCoy know Radio Ron?
That's awesome.
He didn't know him. He knew of him. So this guy was connected. He knew everything that was going on. And he was very gracious.
He spoke to my class one time, and
Oh, yeah?
he was super nice.
What
I
did
asked
you
him a couple
learn from Al
questions.
McCoy? What was the one thing you learned?
How he prepares. He's got the old school, like, big old notebook, and that notebook is covered. Like,
Lots of facts, lots
covered
of
in
information.
covered in information. He said some wise things. He was incredibly nice. He said, you won't be nervous when your preparation speaks for itself.
True.
So, and that's like,
No, you're right.
you know, if you're nervous, you probably didn't prepare. He's talking about that, and I was like, wow, that's
So,
very
for
profound.
instance, a lot of people don't believe we prepare this show, and sometimes we don't. But
No.
most of the time we do. I always show up with a 4-hour show. I always show up with a 4-hour show
Really?
to do 3 because nothing is worse than running out of stuff. It's better to have too much than not enough. And also, you know why I do paper? Did I tell you why it's all paper?
No, you have not.
Because this is in my hand right here. If the internet dies, I still have this. If my computer dies, I still have this. No matter what, I still have the content physically in my hand, and we can talk about it.
That's
That's why. That, and I just don't like reading stuff off of computers either. I can read a teleprompter like there's no tomorrow. I can read a teleprompter so good you would have no idea I was reading a teleprompter.
It can give you a headache too.
Not me.
Gives me a headache.
Moist One says, that was me. Al McCoy was a former lover of mine. What is he talking about?
What is he? He is on one today.
Donnie says, Al never saw his precious sons win a ring. Well, and when your Minnesotan guys pass away, they don't see any rings either. So what? He was still probably one of the best, if not the best in the game. I sat down with him and Chick Hearn once, and during a talk over there at the stadium, and I was just in awe. They don't make them like that anymore. So, Last Optimist says, morbid humor about the dumb hikers. My hiking friends had a rule that they would not go out if the temperature was going to cross 105 during the hike. Well, it's not morbid humor. Everything we do is just humor. And the other part is, you guys are insane. You don't need to be hiking at 105.
And
What's wrong with you?
When you hike too, you're getting higher and higher and higher up typically. So that sun is just beaming in your face. So it's I love hiking. Like, I try to make an effort to hike, but this is just, it's unbearable for me.
888-368-1580. So back to talking about the NBA stuff. The Knicks are getting coach blocked. They're getting coach blocked.
Yep.
They're like, hey, we'd like to talk to Jason Kidd. And they're like, no. And they're like, we'd like to talk to Ime Udoka. And the team's like, no. So the Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks, they ain't playing around. So
And
what
Chris
are the Knicks
Finch.
going to do?
Chris Finch too. He the Knicks tried to contact him, and
Oh,
the
no
Timberwolves
kidding.
blocked him. So 0 for 3.
So the Rockets and the Mavericks, everybody says no. Well, yeah, because nobody wants you to take their coach. They're going to say, hey, sounds great. Yeah, no.
Wonder if the Knicks make a trade.
Well, who's out there available? Mike Malone, right? He's available.
Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins are the top 2, I would say.
Why are they not interested in those guys when they are unattached?
Well, the number 1 guy out there is actually Tom Thibodeau, but they fired him. So Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins have good resumes. I don't know why they're not interested, truth be told. They probably, seems to me they really wanted Jason Kidd. That's what it seems like. They may have to go after an assistant or someone outside the NBA, because as long as these teams keep blocking them.
Baker's Cocky Hens, perfect. Dick Vitale's available and cancer-free. Although he did just sign a contract extension to
I saw
do what
that.
he's doing into the next year. So
Oh,
good
my
luck with
goodness.
that.
Yeah, I did see that.
I'm sure they'll say no as well. So
ESPN will probably block him too.
So I wonder who the coach is going to be for the Knicks. I'll be honest, I don't care really, because I'm not a Knicks fan. I don't care. By the way, I saw that introductory press conference with Ott. Did you guys see any of that?
No.
He was walking in, he sits down. I'm just, all I could think is Dexter. He just seems like a crazed psycho killer. He just looks like he's about to murder someone in the room. He has like a young face. He's got boyish looks. And then he's got this steely sort of stare at the ground stare that just kind of makes certain things pucker. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. And
he's a little intense and frightening. He's like, I deserve to be here. It's like, dude, you ain't earned nothing yet. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
But that's our new coach for the Phoenix Suns.
So Jordan Ott, I had a friend that was at the press conference. He covers the Suns, and he had a couple interesting things to say about it. One thing that he said, we're, quote, gonna move. So what does he mean by that? Well,
they're going to be a running team, not we're going to move to Pittsburgh or anything.
Yeah, it certainly won't mean that, especially if Ishbia is there. So when Ott was an assistant under Atkinson in Cleveland, Cleveland was number 1 in the NBA in the regular season in backdoor cuts per game. They move a lot off the ball. So Phoenix, you could say they've lacked that these last couple years. They won't anymore. Those guys are going to be moving and moving and moving. And
if they listen,
yeah, their bench is going to have to be deeper because it's a lot of running, and 82 games is a lot of games.
Yep.
So expect Phoenix to get some more complementary pieces. I'd presume some young guys that can run and some guys who are willing to move off the ball.
Moist One thinks Luke Walton could end up as the coach of the Knicks.
Anyone
Sir drives a lot, loves Baker Cocky Hen's idea. Dickie V to the Knicks. Hefty Lefty says Phil Jackson, because he's just loved in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
Well, back to the Suns. So that doesn't sound like a recipe for ingratiating yourself to stars. Is Booker going to be a guy who can run like that?
Well,
is he going to be a guy who will run like that? I mean, because it seems like they're working on getting Kevin Durant out. Kevin Durant's business partner, Rich Kleiman, has been meeting with the Suns, trying to sort of come to an agreement about where Kevin Durant's going to get traded. They're going through that because, Kevin Durant's contract worth $54.7 million. And once he gets where he's going, he's probably going to need to negotiate. And they're going to want to do whatever trade's going to happen is happening in the next 2 weeks, because July 6th is when he's eligible for a 2-year contract at $112 million. So this is going to happen here pretty soon. And the Suns and Kevin Durant's peoples are working on this right now. I'm going to be sad to see him go because I like him. He's a cool dude, but I know it's not right for the Suns, and the Suns have got to start to rebuild and figure stuff out. So Kevin Durant, he's leaving. But if Booker is staying, is he a runner? Is he a guy who can run like that?
Yeah.
Is he a guy who will run like that?
He is, and I have some thoughts.
He approved of the coach, so you'd think so, right?
Yeah, I have some. He did approve on the coach. He was a big say in that. I have some thoughts on the Kevin Durant trade that we'll get to, but Devin Booker can run, absolutely. I think here's the thing: players want to win. You know, they want two things. They want to get paid, one, and they want to win, also. So Cleveland's system works. It has worked with Kenny Atkinson. So if the players win, they'll buy in, plain and simple. No one wants to be a part of a losing environment. If that means they'll have to run a little bit more, they probably will, unless they want to risk themselves getting traded to a losing environment. So I think Devin Booker will buy in if it works.
He put stamp of approval on him, so you'd think he would, right?
He did,
So.
yeah. All those guys. And the young guys are going to be huge, Jeffrey. Iguodaro, he's going to be massive. Royce O'Neal, not necessarily a young guy, but one of those role players, the guys that can move off the ball and just put the defense in chaos by backdoor cuts. That's going to be huge. That's what Cleveland does super well.
Against the Spread says, who in the hell would want to coach the Knicks after they fired their coach that took them to their first conference finals in over 20 years? You know, Tibbs was 2 games away from the finals and unceremoniously canned for a job well done. And by the way, word is on the street that KD is getting traded to the Knicks for Karl Anthony Towns and someone else. Hopefully they throw in Bridges too. Suns could also re-sign CP3. He's a free agent. Well, if you can get him at a minimum, maybe, but you really got to start focusing on the actual future. And Bridge, I'd love it if Bridges came back.
CP3 would be great for now. I see the odds with Kevin Durant listed out. The Spurs are the favorite. They're minus 160 to get him. Houston's second, plus 600. Actually, the Suns are third at plus 800 for teams they'll be playing at next year. New York also plus 800. Minnesota plus 850. Oklahoma City plus 2,500. That minus 160 to San Antonio, it looks like he's going to be a San Antonio Spur next year. That's what the books seem to think. So do they get Devin Vassell? Do they get picks? Keldon Johnson? They will be going after a bunch of young guys and a bunch of complimentary pieces and just a bunch of assets. So, yeah, I think Kevin Durant's going to be a San Antonio Spur next year.
All right, we need to take a break. When we come back, more NBA stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender is streamed live on YouTube. Search 1580 The Fanatic to watch.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
My name is Mary Grace. I lost my mom to Alzheimer's in 2017,
2 months after losing her, my dad was diagnosed. The earlier the diagnosis you have, the more time you have with your loved one. With my dad, now that I know what's coming, I'm able to create memories not only for him, but for myself, though. When he can't remember, I'll remember for him.
For more information, contact us at alz.org or through the 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
I've been in the diamond business my whole life. Grew up in my dad's 22-store chain, and since 1990, I've been doing it on my own. Here's the truth. Big name stores can't match our prices. Why? Because they have massive overhead, fancy showrooms, huge marketing budgets, and layers of corporate costs. Every dollar they spend is a dollar you pay. But at my office, we keep it simple. No unnecessary overhead, just the best diamonds at the best prices. And when it comes to quality, we carry what the mall stores won't and what the luxury stores charge a fortune for. If you want the finest diamonds at the most competitive prices without the retail markup, come see me, Diamond Dave, and my team of experts. Because when you buy from us, you don't just get a diamond, you get confidence, quality, and the deal of a lifetime.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow Dave on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
The Rich Eisen Show.
I'm all for fair market, free trade, all that good stuff, right? Free agency. But I'm hearing that now schools can just pay players. I don't have a problem with them paying players. I have a problem if sports go away because they're not getting the money. In the same way, I had no problem with NIL. I just had a problem with, like, we don't know what it means. And there's no construct set up to run things in a way that's fair, equitable, and transparent.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so raise your hand if you think Jordan Ott looks like a psycho killer.
Yes, he does.
I said raise your hand. Everybody raise your hand.
Guilty.
Harris, you didn't raise your hand.
Kind of. I see both sides.
You just always have to be that way, don't you?
Yeah.
You always got to be a contrarian.
It's just what I think.
Even my wife, at first she's like, oh, no, what's wrong? She's like, oh, my God, yeah, he is. Because they showed him walking in. He's like, his eyes were just all over the place.
Let me get one more picture of him.
I hope he's a genius. What you got to do is watch the video.
Yeah, me
of
too.
him. You got to watch
too.
the video.
Yeah, he kind of does, actually. You know what?
And that's
I
all
raised
right.
my hand.
I want him to be a genius. I don't care if that means he looks like a psycho killer. I
Yeah,
just
he kinda
want
does.
the best coach that the Phoenix Suns can possibly have. That's it. That's it. I don't care if he would have been 7 strands of hair Thibodeau. I wouldn't care. I don't care. I just want a winner. We've deserved it for how long, Randy?
No, 30 years.
Plus. I mean, way before even us.
You got a winner in town.
Do you think they found? Do you think they found the best coach, Jeffrey?
No.
I guess the results will speak for themselves.
I don't know, but no. I mean, you know better than I do, Harris. You know the inner workings of these things. On the surface, no. But then again, I'd love to be so wrong about this. Please tell me I am so wrong about this.
Me too. I mean, I'd love to be wrong, but
I'm asking you to tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think they found the best option. But it could work out. The thing about the assistants is we never truly know because we haven't seen them become a head coach yet. All that we really have is recommendations from other players.
This guy is going to come out wearing a missing referee's skin suit. That'll be they're like, oh my God, Frank!
He's in a skin suit.
Yeah. Some referee will have been missing for a while. Like, whatever happened to Frank? Jordan Ott comes out like this. You can see his eyes underneath Frank's skin suit.
He was delicious.
He's like, I'll blow the whistle. They're like, I think we need to arrest him.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Harris probably said this about the Cavs coach last year. What, psycho killer, or did he wasn't the right guy?
Atkinson, I think, was the right guy for the Cavs, but I don't understand why. I don't know what he's saying. Is he talking about the psycho killer? Is he talking about if I thought it was the right hire? Because Atkinson look what he was great with the Nets too. He has a great background. Ott has no head coaching background whatsoever.
The Beeve says if the Suns get killed by another team, then the new coach can take a mountain. What?
What?
Swazman says, Jeffrey, Steve Nash. That's all I have to say. Suns.
You mean Steve Nash is a head coach?
Of the Suns? I don't think so. No, I don't think Steve Nash should be a head coach anywhere.
He was the favorite for a little bit.
Am I right about that, Harris?
I think you're right. I think he's got to work his way up.
I'm getting a lot of those today, Randy.
Steve Nash?
No, of Harris saying I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me very happy.
Yeah, you're on fire today, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yep.
Hamilton Porter says, the Cavs fired Bickerstaff, and he seemed to do okay for the Pistons.
JB Bickerstaff is
And
now
associates.
he's an analyst now for the ESPN.
Correct. An analyst.
He's
Slave-
an analyst for the ESPN.
Uh-huh.
Swave Dave wants to know if we should start calling Harris, a.k.a. Waffle.
Waffle.
Just because, listen, Harris changed his mind when he was presented with the information. That doesn't mean he's waffling. First, he was like, I don't think Jordan Ott looks like a serial killer. And then he watched a little video, looked at more pictures, and then he said, nope, I agree. You're right. He looks like one. That's not waffling. That's just, seeing more information on a subject and deciding that Jeffrey O'Brien is once again right.
Could he be talking about that because I love waffles?
I love waffles too. I have a waffle maker. How come you don't use the waffle maker very?
Does not love waffles. I ask you.
You got to use that, Jeffrey.
I know. I don't know which cupboard it's in. I wake up on a Saturday morning. You know what I do? I wake up on a Saturday morning and I make the bacon. Oh, that's right. I'm making bacon. And I do a pound of bacon. And then I make a big old plate full of pancakes. And then my wife comes along and she makes the eggs because she's expert at the eggs. But then last weekend, she's like, you could make the eggs. And I'm like, yes. Breakfast made without any help from grown-ups. And I did the whole thing myself. I was very proud.
Remarkable.
But man, there ain't nothing stopping me from waking up and making waffles other than I keep forgetting we have a waffle maker.
Yeah.
That and making sure I've got the oil.
You got to put that thing to use. Speaking of, how's your house? Any update from that? Any update from yesterday?
Flood
Oh!
Central. Flood Central.
So yeah, when I came downstairs, she was gone. She was so mad.
Hey, it
she
worked
ran
out
off
for
the
you.
backyard taco to get some food. And so I walked down there and there's fans going, everything. And so I did a little more of the cleanup and the water was gone, but just a little got stuff ready. And oh my God, the laundry room, sparkling clean. But then I went into the garage because she told me also the water had gone through the wall and out into the garage, like halfway down into the garage. There was a lot of water. And because of how hot it is, it was drying up faster. That I didn't have to do anything. I thought I was gonna have to pull all that stuff out and clean and do whatever. Swear to God, it's bone dry now. Bone dry in the and it smells great. It feels like everything got a nice washing. So
So it worked out. So you were
I
doing
was
her solid.
but smart enough not to try to say, hey, actually turned out to be a good thing. Because that's when I would probably feel the blood trickle from my ear where the high heel went into my ear hole before I could even react or see it coming. You just got to realize that sometimes there's things you keep to yourself.
It goes back to what you said at the beginning of the episode. You got to pick your battles, Harris.
Pick your battles, Harris.
Yeah.
You just do. You got to pick those battles. Don't be a pushover. Don't be somebody that lets a woman walk all over them, but pick your battles.
Right.
Be smart about that. There's some
Right.
things that are important and some things aren't. And I was 109,000,000% wrong.
Right.
I took that tube out and I forgot to put it back in. Might not have needed to say, honey, get used to it. I'm getting older. I'm going to start forgetting a lot of stuff. That could get me like divorce papers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, really? Oh, no, I won't. Here you go. Hamilton Porter says, since I'm not from here, I don't actually know. Can you fry an egg on the street?
Yes, you can.
When it's this hot. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes, you can.
Don't know why you want to. It's a slower go at 105. I think once it gets to 110, 115, that's easier. People sometimes would, just for fun, put a pan of cookies on their dashboard, go into work and come out and have cookies. Wow. I don't know if they ever burn, though. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Ott has worked with Atkinson multiple times. That's all I was getting at. Experience is everything. Look at the blender hires. Hefty Lefty says, be back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
No, because he thought he was going to get he made a pun. He said, would you say she's exceptional? Yeah, I already said that. That's why you're not getting in trouble, because I didn't get in trouble. She's excellent at making eggs. You can't blow the whistle on me. You can't, because it's just the truth. Swazman says, maybe Shaq could be a bench coach, because he's played for the Suns also. Yeah, I don't think Shaq's got coaching in any capacity, way, shape, or form in his future.
No.
0%.
No. 0.
I don't think he even thinks about that. He's never been like, I could be a coach. No, he's not. Not even bouncing off the gray matter in his cranium. I'm not saying he's dumb. He's a smart guy. He's a businessman. You know, he's a character. But he's not a coach.
Shouldn't be taking any time in his head. He's better on TV.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, in the Midwest, it used to get so cold that you could throw a pot of boiling water in the air and it would freeze before it hit the ground. I know. I've seen that in Minnesota. And I'm like, why would you waste a big old, pan of boiling water doing that? Just seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
Sharp Cat says, what's Triple H's value play for where Kevin Durant ends up? You got any skin in this game, Harris, with the location that Harris Durant gets traded to?
No, I don't do those bets, because it's one of those where I think the books just know more than you do. So they probably have some intel that we don't. They probably have some guys who have done
value
some
gets you nowhere in this case.
So value, you can find value in a game of competition, but in a value where it's just about who knows more than the other, I'm not betting that.
Beer Bob says, I love Shaq, but what would he teach young players? How not to shoot a free throw?
I think he could work with big men one-on-one. Not a head coach, certainly.
Not to shoot free throws, but other things.
Yeah, he just doesn't, those people, sometimes you see him and you're like, that guy could be a coach. Like, I think I see that in Chris Paul. I could see him being a coach one day. Shaq,
they're talking about old Caitlin Clark, because she was injured, so she was standing on the sidelines there, and they saw her chatting up a referee, and they're like, she looks like a coach down there. The way she's handling her bit. You know what? I have no doubt when she can't play anymore that she would become a coach. She has the brains and the ability.
And she's got that competitive fire. Yeah, absolutely. She reminds me a lot of Becky Hammonds.
So we know Randy. Randy could be an amazing baseball manager.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Harris,
Without a doubt.
what do you think you could manage? What sport of the sports?
Basketball.
You think you'd be a good basketball head coach?
I think I would.
I feel like I could work the sidelines as a football head coach. I know enough about football, and I think listen, I know how to let people do their jobs, and I know how to motivate, and I know how to communicate, and I know how to, work with, people and players. I think I could be a good football head coach. If they wouldn't let me, then my second place would be hockey.
Why hockey?
Because I could wear a nice suit and be like, get in there, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you want to be high school coach, middle school?
Harris,
college,
I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
NFL?
I'll go straight to the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, or Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, Al McCoy
Triple
does know
H,
you.
I don't know that you know who you're speaking to.
Clearly, he does not.
Right.
T-Licious says Knicks don't have enough picks for a trade. Spurs and Houston are the front runners. I think he's talking about Kevin Durant.
I think what should happen, okay, if the Spurs want Kevin Durant, we get their next lottery pick because it's usually number 1.
I was about to say, we should get their lottery tickets, too.
Yeah. I'd like their lottery tickets.
Don't forget to play the Powerball tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Spread says, word is KD's getting traded to the Knicks. Oh, I read that one. He said Suns would need the Spurs' second overall pick, 14th overall pick, and other players for Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I mean, it would have to be a lot, but
can I just tell you something, Harris? When you do the break thing, it looks like you're playing castanets. You're doing like this. I think we should get him some castanets for real, Randy, where he just goes, and I just go.
Yeah.
Sitting there doing like that. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll pick this back up. A lot of people on the text line with plenty to say, and I don't remember what or what about, but we can still do it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Get our free app and listen to the Daily Blender everywhere you go. Get it today, wherever you get your favorite apps.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-292-0975. 800-292-0975. Again, that's 800-292-0975.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Water is Arizona's most valuable resource. And for over a century, Phoenix has led the way in providing reliable water services. Wherever you call home in Arizona, we all share the responsibility to conserve for tomorrow. Watch your water use, especially outdoors. Consider desert-friendly landscaping and water-saving appliances. Together, small changes can make a big difference. Learn more at phoenix.gov/water and help secure Arizona's water future. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix Water Services Department.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Come on!
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and yes, against the spread, we are going to talk some U.S. Open golf. We'll have your updates twice an hour throughout tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. That's right. During the course of the U.S. Open, we've got some updates twice an hour here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Heck yeah.
He says that course in Pennsylvania looks brutal. Hopefully the course breaks those dudes down. I think it's so tough a dark horse to actually come up and win.
It is very
interesting.
tough. Yeah, they have about a 6-inch rough. If that tells you anything, that means the grass over in the rough is thick and wet.
Well, listen, against the spread, hang in there. I got a crap ton of texts on the text line about what we were just talking about. So let's finish up that conversation about where Kevin Durant might go. And then I promise you, as you see the papers in my hand, we'll do our picks for the U.S. Open after that. In fact, I felt bad because I kind of hogged the first and best picks the last time. So I'm gonna go last this time. You guys get to pick your golfers when we do the picks.
Got it.
Oh,
Just
okay.
pick wisely, rookie.
Okay.
Pick wisely, rookie. That's all I'm gonna say.
Got it.
Pick wisely.
Can I just make a statement about the whole Durant trade thing?
Yes.
I do not want him going to San Antonio. I don't want San Antonio to have anything good.
Right. Don't give them nice things.
Yes.
I'm glad that Pop is no longer their manager, coach, and vice president or whatever. I'm glad he's in the front office, and I wish nothing but bad things on San Antonio.
Yeah, let's trade with the Knicks. You know, they're in the East. Let's trade with a team that we don't have to deal with. You know, nothing personal towards Kevin Durant. I like the best for him. But
well, it has absolutely nothing to do with dealing with them or not. It has everything to do with when they stole away our championship by having the NBA fix it when Steve Nash was here. Remember that? And
I remember.
Robert Ory got off the bench and ran Steve Nash into the scorers table.
Yeah.
And we had 3 guys suspended for a game for coming off the bench, and San Antonio had no one.
That
Robert
shouldn't
Horry.
happen. Yep.
You whore.
Robert Ory. That shouldn't have happened at
I
all.
don't want San Antonio to have anything good. Nothing.
It's so
Agreed.
interesting that happened, because the reason that happened was it was right after the Malice at the Palace, and so things were so tense in terms of fighting and the image of the league. You'd have to think, if the Malice at the Palace doesn't happen, the NBA wouldn't be so critical about players getting off the bench. They probably don't get suspended, and Phoenix probably wins that series. So
Thank you.
it's a what if that I'm sure tortures Suns fans, but
It has tortured me since it happened.
yeah, it's not fair. I this might not be a popular take, but I think the Spurs are great. Those old Spurs teams were great. They were fun to watch, but
You
so
know
were
what,
those Suns
Triple
teams.
H, nobody asked you about the.
I'm
I
just a
was making
Ginobili
a
stan.
comment about the damn San Antonio maybe perhaps getting
pushed the
Kevin
buttons.
Durant, and I like Kevin Durant, and I don't like
You know what?
the San Antonio Spurs. I haven't liked them.
He can go to the Heat. He can go to the
Officially
Knicks.
push the button. The Heat are like the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NBA, man. They just won't. They just may not know when to die, because this core right now, they're not winning. They're not winning with this core. Who knows? They could figure something out and trade for somebody. And look, I wouldn't doubt Pat Riley, but sometimes you got to know when to let go.
Hamilton Porter says, I was at the Malice at the Palace. It went from, oh my God, this is awesome, to holy crap, I need to get out of here very quickly.
Yeah.
It did get serious.
When that
It
fan
did.
got knocked out, like boom, right? And Ron Artest gave. Ron Artest could have won MVP that year. He was having a crazy good year. It was early, but that Pacers team also could have won the title. There's so many what ifs in that 05 season that are just
true.
Yeah.
Zacharoni says, I actually prefer my eggs over my wife's eggs, but I don't think it would ever be a smart move to tell her that. So I just pretend to be ecstatic whenever she insists on making them.
Like Jeffrey said,
Smart man.
Got to know when to pick your battles.
Fish Tank says, Angel Reese would be a great get your own rebound kind of coach. Let's see. True. Swazman says, Randy, it was Amari Stoudemire.
Amari Stoudemire that came off the bench. Yeah.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah. What happened, though, was Robert Ory drove Steve Nash's head into the scorer's table. That's what happened.
Mr. Wilbur says if it was up to Randy, he'd bulldoze the Alamo just to spite San Antonio.
You're damn right. I'd drive a Caterpillar bulldozer right through the damn thing, and I'd be going Phoenix Suns forever, Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moist one says, got anything on DeMarcus Cousins today? No, I saw that, but I'm just like, that poor
Lucky
guy's
Cousins.
fallen so far down.
Poor guy.
I don't need to be a part of that.
I haven't seen it with DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, just look up DeMarcus Cousins' story. It'll be right there. I'll tell you what, if you feel like talking about it, Harris, then we'll talk about it. Beer Nut says, why so much hate on my wonderful Spurs? Because of what you did to Steve Nash's face and what the NBA did to the Suns after the fight.
Didn't you hear my rant? Didn't you hear what I said?
Yeah,
I used to like the Spurs. And when they drove Steve Nash's face and ground it down the scores table and gave him like 3 or 4 stitches right in the face, and then you guys cheated to win the rest of the series, and the NBA sided with you, do you think I like the San Antonio Spurs? Hell no, I don't.
Hefty Lefty says, I was rooting for Boogie Cousins against them fans. Let them at him. So there was a fight. There was a scuffle.
I saw that.
Yeah. So was he in the wrong?
Holy crap. I don't know. I'm still looking into it. That is nuts. It was in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. He's playing in the
Rico.
His contract got terminated.
Oh, Jay.
Oh, they fired him.
Yeah, his contract got terminated.
Hamilton
That's what
Porter
NBC
says,
Sports says.
to be fair. Oh, we haven't taught Harris this.
No.
Have you not seen Letterkenny?
No.
Oh, write that down. Get on the damn Hulu and make sure you watch you some in Letterkenny.
Letterkenny.
Well, when somebody in a text says, to be fair, then you have to be the last one, and then I pop back in.
Okay.
So let's practice. Hamilton Porter says, to be fair.
To be fair.
As a Pistons fan, I also hate the Spurs for 04 and keeping us from repeating. Yeah, but that's not the same.
05.
No.
You could hate yourself for not being better.
That was
Yeah,
05, actually.
Yeah.
You should know that.
You
if
should
you're a
have
true
just beat him.
Pistons fan.
We didn't have
Well,
a chance.
he's saying for 04, though.
We didn't have a chance against the
Detroit won in
Spurs
04.
and the NBA. We didn't have a chance against both.
Detroit won in 04 is what I'm saying.
Baker's cocky hen says, Boogie Cousins, the poor man's Draymond Green.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Really? Really?
Harris, your dad says, in college, I shot a 77 at Oakmont before they grew up the rough for attorney.
Oh, no kidding. 77. My goodness.
Oakmont is the hardest course in the world. I don't know if you guys saw this. Rory McIlroy shot an 81 in a practice round. Rory McIlroy, one of the best golfers in the world, shot an 80.
Rory's in a spot right now, isn't he?
He
played in that RBC Canadian Open and he missed the cut and he played terrible.
He's not playing.
He says he's fine now and he's ready to go.
I wouldn't bet on it.
We shall see starting tomorrow.
Wouldn't bet on it.
Fine.
We shall see.
Fish Tank says Triple H will watch Letterkenny. Allegedly. He's more likely to do what that guy was accused of. Allegedly.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
a
know any
Letterkenny deep cut. It has to do with an ostrich, and that's all I'm going to say about that. T-Licious says D-Lon Stoudemire got suspended for Game 5. I was at that game. Kurt Thomas played his ass off. Then we lost it in 6. F the Spurs and the big old women down there.
Thank you.
That's a thing that Charles Barkley says.
Yeah, Chuck does that.
Big old women down San Antonio.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Chuck does that because he doesn't like San Antonio Spurs either. He just can't say that.
Yeah.
Moist One says DeMarcus Cousins, he had a better peak than Draymond Green.
No, he did not.
Yeah, did Boogie get a bunch of championships?
No.
Draymond did.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says at this point the Suns could use Boogie Cousins and anyone else they can get their hands on.
Well, yes, but no. Thank you.
I don't know. He doesn't fit today's game.
I mean, if we trade Kevin Durant, please, dear God, not let it be San Antonio. Please. Anywhere but San Antonio. Please. Anywhere.
Moisman says, sure, Draymond Green was Stephen Clay. Cousins was on the Kings.
And they didn't win anything.
But as a player, did he have a better peak?
No.
He didn't win any championships.
No. Draymond was one of, I think, the 10 best players in the league in his peak. I don't think Boogie Cousins was ever that.
Swozman says, Jeffrey, I put a little money on John Rahm to win ASU golfer plus Rory top 10 finish.
Rory top 10 finish. No, not a good bet. Not a good bet.
I don't mind that. That's a value bet if I ever saw one. And remember, listen, John Rahm is scheduled to surprise everybody at least once or twice a year. So I wouldn't be shocked if John Rahm came through and had something happen. But that's not my bet. That's not who I'm picking. It's not who I'm picking. But I mean, I wouldn't be ashamed to pick John Rahm.
I'm not making my pick. I'm just saying that I feel like the reigning champ, Bryson DeChambeau, is in a position where he might end up repeating as the U.S. Open champion this year. I'm not making my pick. I'm just saying I think that's where Bryson DeChambeau's game is right now.
DeChambeau is another good pick, too. Against the spread says 77's a hell of a score at Oakmont. I shot a 77 once at Encanto, 18. The distance and difficulty between those two courses is measured in light years.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for one thing, one of them has grass.
I shot a 77 at Encanto in the first 9.
I shot a man once just to watch him die.
Me too, Randy. I barely beat you, but not by much on the first 9.
Sweet Dave says, I could shoot an 81 at Oakmont and then make the turn and finish my round.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys, hour 3 is up next. Let's talk golf. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. Choose natural healing.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Are you looking for career opportunities with great benefits and job growth? How about the chance to make an impact? What we do here at the City of Phoenix matters. 14,000 employees and counting, all dedicated to making a difference in the communities where they live, work, and play. So come join us. Help us do work that makes Phoenix work. You can see all open positions and apply at phoenix.gov/jobs. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
I'm Elton John. When he was just 13, my friend Ryan White was diagnosed with AIDS. This was 40 years ago. At the time, he was shunned and threatened by his community, yet his grace and determination to help change the world for himself and all those infected with HIV was an inspiration. He is part of the reason I founded the Elton John AIDS Foundation. Since it began, the foundation has helped reach over 100 million people at risk of and affected by AIDS. Learn more at eltonjohnaidsfoundation.org. Follow us at EJAF on Instagram.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down, because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Doctor, man, Wednesday, it's hot outside finally. I mean, it's kind of getting hot. 110 is hot.
Yeah,
hot.
yeah, it is hot. It is hot.
Oh, it's hot.
This is a bit hot. And then my wife says, "Hey, honey, what are you taking there for medication there outside of the Pez candy?" I do take a lot of Pez candy and pretend like I'm popping pills because I want to be cool.
Yeah.
But for my high blood pressure and for a little cholesterol help, I take a couple of things. And she says, "Well, that will make you feel even hotter outside." So that's probably why it's becomes harder and harder for me to be in the heat. It's because the meds I'm on. I don't know what she looked up to know that. I don't know how she did it. I should have asked her because so if you're out there going, my God, it's too hot. And you're like, wow, well, how hot is it? 90? Well, then maybe it's your meds.
Oh, no, it's not 90. No, it's 105. And
No. I mean, like when it's 90 degrees and you're like, good God, it's hot. You know,
oh,
that
my
kind of
God.
thing.
Yeah.
So could be the meds. Moist one's still not letting go. He says, I implore you, Harris.
Yes, Moist one.
I implore you to look at the individual stats and tell me Draymond had a better peak than Boogie. Draymond, one of the best defenders the games have seen, sure, but offensively, nowhere near the peak of Boogie.
Draymond is nowhere near the offensive player that Boogie was, but basketball is more than just looking at a box score. And the stuff that Draymond Green does is something that a box score cannot record. And mind I tell you, in 2016, when Golden State had that awesome 73 win year, when Draymond was off the floor, they were like plus 20, I think, with him on. And off, they got to minus something. It was a 26-point difference. So
Huge
Draymond's
swing.
value, it's massive. It's one of the biggest in NBA history since they started recording that stat. So Draymond, he gets too much hate, all the triple single stuff, but Draymond does stuff that a box score can't record. And Boogie, I think he plays a different type of game, one you kind of have to build around as a team. And I'm not sure he is efficient enough of being a number one option. That's why when he went to Golden State, he was like option number 5 after he went to Sacramento. So Draymond and Boogie, it's not a comparison for me. It's just one winning player against one guy who struggled to win and put up some inefficient stats.
Sorry, my wife was just texting me.
My wife.
She was asking about these. Have you seen these? The Pringles with brats and the beer can chicken Pringles. She said she wanted to know. She says, anybody try them? Did Randy try them?
I have not. No,
never tried them.
I'm like, honey, you took a picture of them on a shelf. You could have bought some, and we could have tried them.
Yeah.
I love Pringles. I love brats.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've never had beer can chicken.
I don't want Pringles around me because I feel like I could lose my mustache. That Super Bowl commercial, it still plays. And I'm very wary of losing my mustache.
No, that's a fair
Me
fear.
too,
I get
Randy.
you on that.
Me
man.
too. Yeah.
So does anybody try them? Are they any good? Because sometimes they'll have these special flavored chips and they're just like
just trying to do too much. Some
Yeah.
companies like Reese's.
I don't know why they have to come up with all these weird
Yeah.
I love you,
flavors.
Pringles. Just be you.
Beer can chicken.
I
What the
mean,
hell does that
Canned
taste like?
Chicken.
Probably like
Yeah.
sort of
Ugh.
stale beer. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Ugh.
I see, having not had beer can chicken, I can't say.
Yeah. Doesn't
If you
sound
do the
good.
beer can chicken correctly, you pour half the beer out. You put like some nice herbs in there. You know, a little thyme, a little a rosemary. You put that in there. You got some like stuff you put down in the beer, and then you put the chicken over it. It's good. Yeah.
So my wife, I guess my wife is watching.
Oh.
And she says, I'm just asking. I was like, well, she goes, as far as the Pringles thing and losing the mustache, she says, Harry can lose the stash.
Harry.
So I guess she thinks we should give you a can of Pringles and then
shave off the stash.
You try it, and
it'll
then
just take your stash.
Yeah, it'll take your stash
It'll
away.
take it. Yeah. We wouldn't want that I wouldn't want that to happen. Like Randy, I'm very particular about my mustache, and I don't want anyone to take it.
Are you feeling it get longer here where you can start to curl it up yet, or
No,
No?
not yet. It's
Yeah.
going to be a process, but I'm
It's
going
gonna
to trust
take a
the
minute.
process.
It will.
Yeah.
It'll take you more than a minute.
It takes
probably,
patience. Takes
little
patience
Fu
and
Manchu
discipline.
that you earwax up there.
Yeah.
Probably months and months.
Yeah. Months
Yeah.
and months, maybe
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Maybe not years, probably months and months.
Months? Okay, months then. Months.
I should grow a beard. Like
Try it.
I could grow a
Should try
beard
it.
in like a couple of weeks and just shame you.
Yeah, well, you can.
Problem is, everybody's gonna be like Santa, and like. Zzz.
Can you grow it that fast?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. We had a beard growing contest in the past, and I actually beat Randy, which I thought
yeah.
Randy would win.
No way.
Yeah, and then we find out later if Phil had competed, that we would have had problems.
He could grow one by the end of the
Phil?
day.
Yeah, he's
Phil?
a hairy.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. He's got to wax his chest twice a day.
Yeah.
I would have.
He's
I
like a
never
pring,
called
like
it.
those Play-Doh things where you pull the thing and they grow hair, and the
Yeah.
Play-Doh barbershop. That's
Yeah.
Phil.
Phil grows it that fast.
Oh, by the end of the day, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
also the youngest guy by far at the station, so I would be
You're
at a
gonna be
disadvantage. I need some sort of
24.
handicap.
You're going to be 24. You don't have that as a handicap anymore.
I was reaching for. I'm like, what, 7 years younger than Phil? 6 years? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how old
Just
Phil is.
making
All I know
beard growing
is-
excuses. We've seen what your attempt looks like.
It's not good.
How long was that attempt? Is that like 9 months or something?
No, it was about a month.
Zacharone says, my 5-year-old son's in the car and would like to ask you guys to make sure the Suns are very good next year and
Yeah.
win the championship. Thank you.
Zacharoni, fear not. You can tell your son the Suns will be wonderful next year.
Zacharoni, they will be wonderful. Yeah.
It's if the 5-year-old was watching us on the video, I can understand why maybe he'd think one of or maybe two of us were Santa, but that's this thing you need to request from Santa Claus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right there.
Zacharoni, we might need you out there
Yeah.
to make it happen. We
Yeah.
might need you.
And by the way,
Phoenix
if
needs
you
you.
haven't checked it out in a while, you should check out our socials, because we
Oh,
have
yeah.
a new and improved video stream with improved audio and everything on Twitter,
Yes.
on Facebook, and what was the other one? On
Instagram.
YouTube.
Instagram.
No,
YouTube?
no. We're not.
Twitter,
on,
Facebook, and YouTube.
Boondoggle, Skippers, your mama.
Yeah.
What,
All
what-
those
all of
socials.
those.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
right, Randy. But especially look for us,
Randy
and all you got to do is search 1580 The Fanatic, because that is our tag for Twitter. It's at 1580 The Fanatic.
It's
For
our moniker.
Facebook, it's
Yeah.
1580 The Fanatic. For Instagram, it's 1580 The Fanatic.
Yeah.
We established a TikTok account and immediately have no idea what to do with it
Yes.
on 1580 The Fanatic. So we're all over the place.
That we are. That we are.
Zacharoni says, you made my son laugh. Thanks, guys. We'll definitely make it to a Suns game next season. My
Yeah.
son is a fanatic.
Well, let's
Awesome.
go, Suns. Let's win one, Zacharoni, for your son.
I
Yeah.
just- I
Yes,
just had an
Zacharoni.
idea. You
What?
know what, Zacharoni, you know what your son should do for Halloween? you should print up the picture of the emoji for 1580 the Fanatic, and you cut out little eyes, and you have him like like the old style masks, and you just stick it to his face, and he can go around and he's like, I'm the Fanatic. And we should give him a little T-shirt for that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, we should do that.
Why aren't we all going as 1580 the Fanatic for Halloween?
Do I get a raise? Do I get a raise for that?
You didn't come up with that. I came up with that.
No, I don't go. What I do is I
didn't come up with the idea of going as the Fanatic.
I impart a grandparent tax, and I take most of their candy.
I just want a percentage of the candy. I'm not.
I take most of it because that's what the damn government does to me.
It's a way to teach them. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, you better learn now. Just go ahead and give me 51% of your candy.
One time when I was like 11 years old, I brought back a full pillowcase of candy, and my dog ate the whole thing, including some of the wrappers, and had the worst diarrhea known to man all over the house.
I bet, yeah.
He was he nearly broke a record as a world's fattest beagle. He's fat.
Zacharoni just said, "Ooh, I see you. It might be a Fanatic family Halloween coming up." Oh, wow. If you've got the ability to, I'll send you a large PNG of the 1580 the Fanatic emoji. Then you can size and print and cut holes in the eyes and go as the Fanatic. That's awesome. That would be awesome. Sorry, Harris.
Oh, yeah.
I know you were in the middle of some story about a fat dog.
No, that's okay. My story can wait. Jeffrey, that's a phenomenal idea. I didn't know if you were going to make me do it for a raise, is what I was.
Like a beagle
You
dog?
already got a raise. Shut up, Harris.
I did get a raise. That's right.
I was against it. But anyway,
But
we
prevailed.
We should have a Halloween party where everybody comes as the Fanatic.
That'd be kind of weird. Could you imagine as someone coming in the
Some
station?
bar, you walk into a bar, you had no idea we were there, and everybody's wearing this big Fanatic emoji face.
Oh my gosh, what someone would think.
Randy, we got to do this.
I think we do it. I'll do it.
And Halloween's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
So what better reason to do it?
It could be the great Jeffrey O'Brien birthday party.
Listen, if there's
you got to
anyone-
dress up as the Fanatic. Best costume wins.
If there's anyone that loves committing to the bit, I think it's us. I will commit to the bit if this is what everyone's doing.
It's not a bit. It's like I'm ordering you to wear one. We're doing this.
Oh,
We're
it's an
absolutely
order.
doing this.
Oh, it's an order. Yes, sir.
And everybody who comes, you know what we should do? Because who has
Scare 'em
time for
off.
this nonsense? You know what we got to do?
Yep.
Is we will print up a crap ton of Fanatic emoji masks that people can just show up and put it on. That way they don't have to do the work sitting there cutting it out.
There
and
you
stuff.
go. There you go. See that?
This is a stellar idea.
This is fantastic.
I'm going to talk to Radio Ron about this. We got plenty of time to
Absolutely.
be ready
What if-
by October 31st.
What if we
Jeffrey
just
O'Brien's
don't tell?
birthday party.
What if we just don't tell Radio Ron and we all show up wearing this mask and then he comes in? We surprise him.
We need him to pay for the masks.
Oh, dang it. I didn't
By
think
the
of
way,
that. You're right. This
you're
is why
new
you're
here.
the boss.
I don't know if you know that. I don't know how many people actually know this. We've talked about it a little bit, but the emoji, logo,
Yeah.
that reminds you of anybody?
You?
Yep. What? When I created the logo, I was like, that's me. I based it on myself, and nobody noticed for quite some time. Finally, I think it was Craig Fooey who was like, he was looking at me and he's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Wow. I'd
Wait a
never
minute.
known that.
Yeah.
But now it makes sense.
I miss Craig Fooey.
Yeah,
I saw him
do
on
too.
TV. I saw him on TV for the new coach's press conference and everything. And I was like, oh, good for you, Fooey. Still going. And he still has this sparkle in his eye. Craig Fooey is the sports guy over at ABC 15. Everybody calls him the coach because he used to be a college football coach.
Yes.
And I don't remember where. But he's the most gracious, lovely man you'll ever meet in real life. What you see on TV is exactly what you get in person.
Love those people.
And he's such a good guy. And I was lucky enough to go to one of his Christmas parties, and he was just, it couldn't be more gracious. And it was just great having him around. He's just a super duper good guy who just loves what he does too. You can tell
Yeah.
he just enjoys it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, definitely
Love to
good
see
guy.
that.
Ralph is
talk about the opposite.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. There's a Goofus and Gallant Highlights magazine moment for you. He's trying to take credit for this new video system we have that looks so good on X and Facebook and YouTube. I hate to say it, but he's right. He turned me on to this setup because it's what he uses over on the Weekend Warriors. So, but it never looks so sexy as it does now, Ralph.
I can say it. Ralph was. I can't.
Pawns it out. You
can't.
You can do it because I'm not doing it.
Right. Oh my gosh! I feel like my insides just quivered. He was right. Gosh darn it.
Bruno Baller says Harris would be more like Elf than a Santa. Well, I said two out of the three of us could probably get yelled at as Santa.
Yeah.
I'd love to be Elf.
He says, I believe Halloween's on a Friday this year, too. So that makes it extra fun. No school or work the next day.
That would be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely need a party.
So I went to a Christian, very, very Christian school, so conservative Christian school. And the teachers used to give us purposely test the day after Halloween so we wouldn't go out. And so I never really got a chance. Isn't that lame? I never got a chance to have a Halloween that much.
Here's the way I always explained it to the Christians. Listen, this isn't about demons or evil or Satan. It's about free candy. That is all kids are thinking when they go out. Free candy. They're not going home affected by the evils of Satan and his minions. They're just candy. And look how cool my outfit is. Look how cool my costume is. That it's an innocent Halloween for the people who participate in it.
Yeah.
You know, it may have roots and things you don't want, but what better way to squash the evil than to take it over and make it something innocent where everybody's just dressing up costumes and going out and getting candy. Because I guarantee you, every single kid out there is all about the full-size bars.
Yeah,
that's all you're thinking. I got to get to this next house because I bet they've got full-size candy.
I was till my dog ate them.
Did your dog die from that?
No. He lived a crazy life.
I thought this was just going to be a complete Harris brings us all down moment with a dead dog story.
No. Wait, was that your dog?
That was your dog, Harris.
No, not my dog.
We brought him in all the way from Tennessee. He's
all the way
on the
from
show.
Tennessee. Name that voice.
Is that you, Wink? Is that you? We named him Wink because he was as fast as a wink, and then he actually got hit by an ambulance.
Oh boy.
And he survived. And then, this is terrible, but he got ran over by pest control. Of all people, pest control.
That's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
He got hit twice, and he survived both of them. Yep.
This is a dog that did not want to live.
He was he stole my 11th birthday. I had this Jeff Gordon themed birthday cake. I was pumped about it. And I look over and Mom tries to find the cake. She says, Where's the cake? And all the kids are waiting.
No.
Only to see Wink on the floor with the entire cake. He was nearly the world's fattest beagle.
Wink is like the dogs from Christmas Story when they run in and grab the turkey off the table.
Yep.
Well said. Lost Toby says Boogie is not a high IQ player. Moist One says, I concede Harris is right. I was blinded by Cousins' offensive peak versus Draymond. Wow.
Thanks,
How's that
Moist
feel?
One.
How's that feel, Harris? You've been validated by the Moist One.
I respect Moist One's humility.
Against the Spread says original Pringles or the cheese. That's a good snack. Bugles
original
and combos, also highly underrated. It's a value play right there.
Oh, Bugles are great.
100%.
I like Against the Spread talking about snacks in betting terms.
Yeah,
That's a value play. That's
value play.
We think alike Against the Spread. I would say the same thing.
Against the Spread says, I like DeChambeau, but I worry about his accuracy off the drive and hitting greens too hard. That course has rugged rough and everything rolls off the green. I like DeChambeau in the top 10. I do have a dark horse for the tournament. I'll tell you what, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's pick our picks and we'll, clean up the old text line. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
All systems go. Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer suggested retail price. Manufacturer suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Aaron Rodgers is in Western Pennsylvania. He is in Western Pennsylvania. He has put pen to paper. I think it's going to work out. I have a feeling like the guy that we saw in December last year might have turned a physical corner. It is a dirt cheap contract for somebody that does have neck up, Hall of Fame, all-world, sixth sense, football savant ability.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Today Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So we got this newfangled video thing going on the X, on the Facebook, and on the YouTube. If you're watching that, let us know if the volume took a dip or not. We're going to get a report. Somebody says, oh, yeah, the volume went down. I had to turn the thing all the way up. And so we just want to make sure everything's working so then we can ignore it and forget it and never have to worry about it again. We're just trying to give you guys quality.
Yep. All we're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, sure, this station has been on the air since 2017, and we are just now getting around to caring about quality. That doesn't matter. We're here now. And we need you to help us sort this out. So if you could check out our little video stream on X or Facebook or YouTube, just we are at 1580 The Fanatic. So, all righty, let's get back to the text line here. Navy Brad. Oh, my goodness. You want me to read that? He says, hello, all. I've kept this under wraps, but I'm going in Monday to have some cancer cut out of my back. Ooh, got the skin cancer.
Man, goodness, Navy Brad. You'll
yeah,
be in my prayers.
Get that done. Get that taken care of.
Yeah. Definitely.
Cut it out, stitch it up, and hopefully that's the end of that. But skin cancer is a scary, scary thing. People, you got to remember to put on some sunscreen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hefty Lefty says about your dog, Harris, that was a slow wink. Bruno Baller says NASCAR is going to be in town on Halloween night too, by the way.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I think it'd be fun to put on fanatic masks and go just sit there and watch the race and try to get on TV, but that's not everybody's bag, though.
No.
Average Joe says dog's name is Wink. Check. Hey, Harris, what was the name of the first street you grew up on? He's trying to steal your passwords. Don't tell him.
I grew up on.
I'm
not going to tell him. I'm just trying to think if I remember it. And I don't remember the first one that I was born into, but I know the first one that I have a conscious memory of. I know it.
Buffalo Mike says, I love the Highlights magazine reference, Jeffrey. We're both really old. They still have highlights and they still have Goofus and Gallant, so it doesn't mean you're real old.
Yeah.
He says, sorry if this is off topic, but how many schools won't be able to commit to $20.5 million to pay athletes? College sports, as we know them, are dead. Dead. They're dead. It's very sad.
I mean, as we know them, yeah, maybe, but I think there are a lot of schools out there that can commit $20 million to help their basketball and football programs. Don't you?
Yeah, I think about...
Who doesn't have $20.5 million right now?
Well, I think he's thinking about the smaller programs that
I have $20.5 million. Randy has $20.5
Well,
million. I mean, everybody listening has $20.5 million.
I
really didn't want to make that known to anybody. But,
Pretty sure everybody listening has $20.5 million.
Don't think that's the case. But,
to answer the question, how many schools can actually pay that 20.5? The Power Four, the top end of the Power Four guaranteed, most of the Power Four. Other than that, I don't think anyone else will be.
That's a max. It's not a minimum.
You got to understand,
you don't
too.
have to pay that.
Yeah, the small sports, like that $20.5 million, that typically goes to funding small sports. So now that's going to go to the players. And I talked about this on Monday, if y'all remember. I hinted at this because what's going to happen to those small sports when that $20.5 million, instead of going to rowing or soccer, goes to the starting quarterback of your football team or the starting point guard of your basketball team? What happens
makes sense
to
to
those
me.
sports?
Give them other kids a scholarship. They'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just the athletic department might not be able to fund those sports is all. Because
if you're giving them a free education, they can fund their own sports.
Well, they might not get that free education if that sport isn't funded.
You buy your own boat, rowboaters.
Yeah, I think that Harris is right. I can see a lot of schools not being able to fund a rowing team or volleyball team.
What do you need for volleyball is a net and a ball.
Well,
what do you need?
Well,
travel,
travel expenses per diem, so these guys can eat while they're on the road.
Oh,
I mean,
and they want to eat too.
There's transportation charges. I mean, hotels. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
that go into having a collegiate team nowadays. Like you said, the smaller programs are just not going to be able to fund.
You know what, though? If it's worth doing, it will get done.
Well, I think in the next 5 years, you're not going to see some of these small programs. And I think that means a lot of these kids that were planning on getting a college scholarship and getting their education paid for because they're on a rowing team or they're on a badminton team or they're on a one of these smaller sports teams.
Needs a badminton
scholarship. I mean, they're not going to be able to go to school now because their parents can't afford it or whatever. I mean, they'll have to fall into that trap of having, if they want an education, a higher education,
Are you trying to really push the narrative that inner city school kids are not going to be able to make it into college with a badminton scholarship?
I think it's just going to be harder on kids to go to school. The kids that are on these smaller sports teams are not going to be able to do it.
Well, okay, so taking badminton again, you need a net and you need a racket and you need a shuttlecock.
It's not that simple, though. I mean, yeah, who doesn't love to say shuttlecock?
I love to say shuttlecock.
I love to say shuttlecock all the time. The bottom line is, though, but these kids
Harris,
have to
you're
have
not old enough to say shuttlecock.
Well, it's true,
Okay.
Harris. You can't watch your mouth now.
Okay, I'll try.
Travel, hotels, even if they travel by ground, if they're traveling by bus, it's still gas for the bus. They have got to lay over in accommodations, hotel accommodations, no matter how cheap. It all adds up, and I think this is going to damage a lot of kids' opportunities to go to school. That's all I'm trying to say. I personally don't care about a rowing program, but there are kids that are counting on it to be a scholarship for them to go to school, and now they're going to have to pay for it with these college loans, these predatory loans that are going to be out there that they're going to have to get involved in.
The amount of people who go through college on a scholarship versus the ones who work their way through, or they get a academic scholarship or whatnot, it's not a huge number in the grand scheme of things, though.
Well, I just feel like if one kid doesn't have the chance to go to college and get a higher education, if they want a higher education, and they were counting on it because they were a badminton player or a rower on the rowing team, or I don't know, whatever these lower non-funded type of things that count on football funding or basketball funding, they're not going to be able to go to college now. Maybe these kids can't apply for loans or can't qualify for loans.
Sure,
I mean,
but again, I think the number is kind of small.
Well,
and going forward, people will kind of get a heads up on that they're going to have to shift their direction. Not everybody gets a free ride.
I mean, I don't know. I now schools are going to be more into making money rather than giving kids opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Where now I think it's more of an opportunity for them. They can work out. They can give them half scholarships. They can figure out grants for them to help them to get into school. But now they're not going to be doing that. They're going to be totally focused on getting a quarterback for their football team or getting a point guard for their basketball team.
Part of those sports, the bigger sports, also generates money.
Yeah,
for the university, and
but
if they're able to generate money for the university in a substantial way, then they can fund those sports that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I just I have a feeling. I just go ahead, Harris. I just feel like go ahead, Harris.
So, well, thank you, Randy. In the athletic department, usually the only two sports that are positive profit sports are football and men's basketball, with the occasional, but not often, women's basketball and baseball in the SEC. Other than that, most sports don't break even. So you ask, how are those sports getting funded? By travel, meals, uniforms, gear, etc. By the football and men's basketball teams. Now, instead of that money going towards those sports, it's going to be going towards players on the football team and players on the men's basketball team and other sports that mix as well. But for the general most part, that. So that's why I wonder about the small sports, is because scholarships are going to be costed because that money is going to go towards those players, towards the starting quarterbacks of the world. And it's such an interesting thing because there are valid arguments on both sides of this. Jeffrey, you say, oh, they deserve the revenue that they are generating for the university.
Sure.
That's a completely fair argument.
Randy, you know
what
else is a fair argument? You're the reason Brian Love from the Beach Boys died. I just wanted to throw some needlessly cruel accusations at him.
I've actually never seen it. I
Damn.
no comment.
Damn, that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough, Jeffrey. Wow.
But listened to this show once, and that was it.
on the flip side, Randy, who and I emotionally lean towards Randy, even though Jeffrey has a great point and a great argument. It's education and business weren't meant to mix. Universities were never meant to be this for-profit money-generating machine. But here we are, and they are. And once you have the opportunity to be that, it's hard. It's hard to not be. And football and men's basketball, that's what makes the money for the athletic department for all of these universities. And these universities have got to learn how to rely on donations and fundraise the crap out of their athletic departments too. And if they're not able to do that, the small sports won't survive.
And ASU is a big school, and they still haven't figured out how to do it right.
No, only 2 sports for ASU are over breaking even. I mean, I looked at the ASU, the athletic spending report, and the only 2 sports that generate a profit are football and men's basketball. Other than that, nothing else.
Moist One just sent me a photo of some dumpy guy with a tank top with a Fanatic mask on, saying, I got my Halloween costume sorted, but I feel like the person with the tank top underneath is some sort of character I should know about. So help me out, Moist One. Against the Spread says, well, Ralph had to upgrade the video feed for the Weekend Warriors because he received a government contract and a grant to stream his show at Guantanamo Bay to help extract military intelligence from terrorists. So I guess once the terrorists watch the show with MPs holding their eyes and ears open, oh boy, they sing like a canary and they cough up some valuable intel.
Yep.
No, that makes 100%. Yeah. Navy Brad says, thank you, everybody, for the well wishes. Stella's going to be there with me. She might even drive me home. That's a good support dog. Hefty Lefty says, Halloween costumes at NASCAR race will be terrific. A right turn only sign would be a solid one.
That's funny.
Jonesy says, do we know if they still give out scholarships, or will the main appeal be compensation for playing? Granted, they'll be able to pay for their own education now with a payment. It's also a good point because
that's a great point.
Won't they still have to get grades to play?
Well, compensation for playing would be just more money for the athletic department to spend than a scholarship by the university, as opposed to the athletic department paying for them, because the athletic department would have to pay their compensation, not any other department in the university. So
Liquid Courage says quite a few NAIA beach volleyball programs got shut down this year.
Oh, yeah.
GCU's, I think, got shut down too.
Yep. Well, that's right. I remember that. You're right.
Yeah. Yep.
Ringless Show says, why did Arizona give their hockey team to a theocratic state that believes Adam and Eve were born in Jackson County, Missouri?
What? We had no choice in that matter.
Up to us.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says, hey, Randy, stop with the barking. My dog keeps running to the front window and barking at nothing because of you.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad we could communicate. That's fantastic.
You might as well hit the doorbell while you're at it.
I got to shut my dog up, man. I got to shut him up.
My dog hears the
be quiet.
Dog barking and loses his mind. Doorbells loses the mind. I love when he tries to get tough with a grizzly bear on TV. I'm like, now I know he knows he's watching TV.
Have y'all ever seen? We used to have it these cats that they would put their animals on the TV or something, and a commercial would happen, and the cat would just go at the TV and try to scratch it the whole time.
I don't know.
Am I the only one?
What is this cat?
I'm the only one. Cats do that.
Nobody's around here is a cat person.
What is this cat thing you speak of?
This cat.
Feel like that's something that's thrown out of the house on site.
Yeah.
You guys are both anti-cat. It's totally on brand.
Against the Spread says, good luck, Navy Brad. Stay strong. Love you, man. Hope you come out of it in great shape.
Absolutely.
If we know Navy Brad, he will. He absolutely will.
Yeah, Navy
Sir
Brad.
Drives a Lot says, schools always have been focused on money over students.
Without a doubt.
Last Optimist says the Big Ten schools are still making $50-ish million a year off of broadcast deals. That's a lot of money over the top of that $21 million. Maybe they should spread that around some different programs. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I figured they'd do.
That's what they've done before. So
see, but those are the big power, like Harris said, the big power conferences. Those are not like the smaller schools, like the Oregon States of the world.
Right. Not everybody's getting the TV deals like that.
Yeah.
The SEC and the top end of the Big Ten won't bat an eye. They will absolutely not bat an eye. There are universities that make hundreds of millions of dollars off just their football programs. They won't bat an eye.
Harris's dad says, look at the East Coast teams. They have to fly across country to play conference games, like women's volleyball, and they still have to go to class.
Yeah. I mean, we live in a college sports society where Penn State and USC are in the same conference. Stop it. Get it out. I hate
George says, greetings from Sportsylvania, Virginia. I'm enjoying some horseback riding out here.
Oh, hunt country.
You found a horse that could actually carry you, Big George?
He sent me a picture of shirtless Putin on a horse. That's not you, George. I can tell the difference. Walter Mellon says, I wonder if this will drive some of the major league teams to donate money to some of these schools to earn a shot at recruiting one of them kids as a rookie. Also,
Maybe.
it might drive up rookie contracts because the kids will already be getting paid. Well, there's no professional badminton team to donate money. There's no professional rowing. Well, maybe the rowing team, a bunch of rich white kids. I mean, there's certain sports that may not survive this. So
my roommate was on the ASU rowing team, by the way.
Oh yes, Thad.
Yep. He was a rich white kid.
See what I'm saying?
You can call him a
Buffalo Mike says, if you wear a Halloween costume anywhere, even to a NASCAR race, you're a dork, period.
What?
Your face is a dork, Buffalo Mike. Halloween is
Buffalo
fun.
Mike.
It's always fun to wear a costume. And
Yeah.
Take
awesome.
that. How does it feel to have a dorky
Buffalo
face?
Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
Face is a dork.
Yeah.
We sure told him.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Let's see. What were we going to? Oh my God, we got to go to a break. And I just wanted
U.S. Open.
I just
US
wanted to
Open.
talk golf. We
US
didn't get a chance to pick our golfers. Let's do that when we come back. And of course, it's on this date in big Georgia sports history too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Get our free app and listen to the Daily Blender everywhere you go. Get it today, wherever you get your favorite apps.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-292-0975. 800-292-0975. Again, that's 800-292-0975.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack? Bingo.
That's what we thought.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Randy, you know our pal Steve McLaughlin over at Channel 5.
Oh yeah,
whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, one of my weather comrades. Yes,
he updated his first alert weather forecast, and now they're calling for Saturday 110, Sunday 113.
Oh my god!
Monday 111.
It won't end.
About to get real up in Hizzle.
I just want to get to September already, man.
The hell with September. Let's get to October. That's where it's finally cooler. Okay, listen. I know there's text sitting on the text line, but we better get our golf picks done if we're ever going to get them done at all. We're just about out of show here. So the U.S. Open. I'm going to go last. So we're gonna let Harris go first. Harris, go ahead and pick your pick for the U.S. Open.
I'm going to go dark horse here. Joaquin Niemann is going to be my pick.
Holy crap, he's not even on my list. Hakeem?
Yes. Joaquin Niemann. He's been playing some good golf
How
recently.
do you spell his last name?
Niemann.
Oh, Niemann.
Niemann. Yes.
Hello, Niemann.
His recently just got his 4th live golf victory, and he's only played 8 tournaments. Remember last year he was injured, so he couldn't play in the U.S. Open. He's been playing some red hot golf. He's always in contention in every major that he plays. It's rare that he just like completely craps the bed. I think now this is his time. He's been the young up and coming guy, and the future is now.
All right, Randy, your turn. Who do you pick to win the U.S. Open?
You mean to win or dark horse?
Wait, Harris, did you just pick the win or the dark horse?
I picked the win.
Yeah, we're picking the win. He picked a dark horse
All
to
right.
win.
To win, I am, where is he at here? I am taking Sam Burns, fresh off a great RBC Canadian at plus
good there.
8,000. He finished, I believe, second place. He was in a playoff at the RBC, and I feel like he is poised to win. So give me Sam Burns, which leaves you with Scotty Scheffler.
Well, you know, it's either Scheffler or Schaffel because those two always made me money in the past because I would bet them both just in case.
Well, Xander is not up there where Scheffler is.
No, but, you know, Xander is still a pretty good player, you know.
He's always like Joaquin. He's always in it in the U.S. Open. He hasn't been playing like himself.
8 times
this
he's
year,
been
though.
at the U.S. Open, and he's been in the top 15 every time.
He hasn't been Xander
Schauffele.
However he says it.
Doesn't matter.
He's
You know
injured.
who I'm
though.
talking about.
He's playing injured. I want you to know
medalist,
he's playing injured.
Oh, he's
so
injured? All right.
Don't
Scheffler,
take Schauffele.
I'm taking Scotty Scheffler.
It's
And,
because
what?
I didn't take him.
He has the.
You could have taken him.
I
that's why I went last.
But I gave him. I know you like to take him. And by the way,
He's my
Sam
boy.
Burns is my guy this week.
So Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, Newman from Seinfeld. That's your guys' pick.
That's Joaquin Niemann for you.
Joaquin Niemann and Sam Burns. Okay, there we go. I didn't even have to try. I had a couple of different picks ready just in case. Rory McIlroy. I know he hadn't been playing very well, but I wouldn't be surprised if he plays it pretty strong this weekend.
What about our dark horses? I want to go first.
Well, I don't have that up because I couldn't. I don't have it. Can we do that tomorrow?
For my dark horse, I'm taking Gary Woodland, former U.S. Open champion. He's going to make his way back at plus 22,000, ladies and gentlemen. As my friend Triple H likes to say, put a little sprinkle on Gary Woodland.
All right. Well, you cut in front of Harris, though.
You're damn right I did because I've got seniority here.
He does have seniority.
Okay.
He does have seniority. I can't argue with that.
All right, hold on. I'm bringing up dark horses. So Harris, you go ahead. Your turn.
Okay. Tell me if this is okay. Keegan Bradley is at plus 10,000. Is that okay for a dark horse?
Where's
Plus 10
Keegan Bradley?
Plus 10,000.
He's at plus 10,000.
I
Keegan
couldn't
Bradley.
find the odds. So
I go on DraftKings.
I'll say yes. Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm on CBS Sports.
I've got my
US
guy.
US
Somebody
Open.
check the odds for me.
So
All right? I'm taking Just Luton.
Who?
Just Luton.
Oh,
He's ranked 200. Is he even playing? Oh, maybe we should check that.
maybe you should before you pick
You know
up.
what? Let me just give you my my dark horse tomorrow.
Okay, let's hear it.
Tomorrow, I'll tell you tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I don't
okay,
know because I can't
tomorrow.
see the list. I for some reason couldn't find the list.
Quick-
I only had the top part.
Quick
Wait, I'm
explanation.
still looking up and seeing if Juice Luton is on here.
Quick
It reminds me
explanation
of Juice Newton.
on Keegan Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
while you guys look it up, he's the only guy in the whole tour who's ranked top 30
You know, it's your job to look it up.
in driving accuracy, and driving distance. And you talked about those roughs, Randy. It's hard to get into. It's like,
are you talking about Juice Newton?
Oakmont. No, I'm talking about Keegan Bradley. Oakmont's the hardest course.
Keegan Bradley.
Yeah, he's got a hard on for Keegan Bradley.
It's the hardest course in the world.
Say that.
I mentioned it's the hardest course in the world. Okay.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we can.
He's hard for Keegan Bradley.
Yeah, I still don't think we can say that. Let's see. Harris's dad says, pick the highest ranked amateur. And then I pick Harris Hicks.
I mean, I did beat Randy by shooting 72 in the first 9 holes at Oakmont. Randy shot a 77. This is 9 holes. 9 holes, not 18.
I shot a 77 at the front 9 of Encanto.
Right, I saw it, and I played with him in the front 9. It was neck and neck, and I had the clutch gene over him. Randy, for sometimes he not even is perfect. And
Juice Newton
is
not on here, by the way.
Not? Okay, I'll have to find a new guy. He against the spread says, I just gave you my dark horse. It was Keegan Bradley. Check my text, last text before Triple H's picks.
Oh, against the spread, and I again.
Yeah, he says, by the way, Keegan Bradley at 100-1. That's my dark horse. I think I read that earlier.
I'm with you against the spread. We're thinking the same way yet again.
With you, copying off his paper.
I didn't even see the text.
I read it out loud. It went in your.
You did afterwards.
Went in your ear hole and in your brain hole.
You did after I gave my pick.
No, I read that earlier.
I'm shocked none of y'all picked John.
He texted that in much earlier. Let's see. Navy Brad says, thanks everybody. The other day I made on the grill a meatball sandwich.
No kidding.
On the grill.
Wow.
Wait.
Meatball, grilled meatball.
None of you guys.
Meatball sandwich.
Did none of you guys think of picking John Rahm? I'm still on this.
I have John Rahm sitting there, and this is this feels like something he might do. Okay, he's my long shot.
Who?
Yeah, right.
Well, I already picked Scheffler. He was ranked first anyway.
Wait a minute. Who's your long shot?
John Rahm. And that is no fair. That is not a long shot, and you know it.
He is not your long shot.
Calm down, Nancy. I'll pick one tomorrow.
All right, Nancy's dumb.
Mr. Pink Eye says he's picking Sergio Garcia.
Well, I'm not even in the field this week. He didn't qualify for the field. But that's okay. I'll be at home watching and sipping some sangria with my lovely family and enjoying life because I'm a bazillionaire. I won the Masters,
Yeah, we know. Thank you, Sergio.
I always get to play in the Masters.
Yeah,
they can't keep me out. I get to go there every year.
Yeah, I know. You keep telling us that. Thank you. Ringless Joe says college sports are a joke. I want to watch real teams, not one of them 1,000 colleges. It's like watching minor league baseball. 100 teams, no stakes.
Can we ban him from the chat and annex him and
annex him?
Annex him. Annex him.
I'm not going to block him for that.
You shall be annexed.
You shall be annexed.
Bruno Baller says, you ever see a cat walking from a mirror and freak out at his own reflection?
It's funny. It's
really funny. I'll tell you what, I don't like cats, but I do like cats freaking out videos sometimes when I see them online.
Funny. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
Big George says, Randy, I saw a wild turkey crossing the street yesterday in West Virginia. I ran it over, put it in the trunk, ate it for dinner. What is a run, by the way? All these creeks are called runs. That's a lot to take in, George, and we're running out of show.
You're in West Virginia?
Virginia, I think he said.
Heckler Jones says, playing with the Queen of Hearts as a dark horse.
I
don't know.
Juice
That's
Newton.
a reference to,
Juice Newton. Yeah.
Moisman says, I'll take Richard Bland.
Yeah.
Probably a porn star.
No, he's an actual golfer. Yeah.
Oh, because Moisman's saying it, I thought it'd be a porn star.
Richard Bland, he plays on the European Tour. Did he qualify for the U.S. Open, though?
I don't know if he did.
He did?
He did.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Richard
He's
Bland.
in there. Richard
Bland.
I just found out that your dad thinks you're a degenerate gambler, Harris.
Oh, no. What did he say?
He says, betting the congressional baseball game tonight at Nats?
No. Absolutely. Wait, the congressional baseball game? I haven't heard about this.
He thinks if you're betting the congressional baseball game, you're probably a degen.
Well, they have
I'm not betting on that.
They have a Republican team and a Democrat team.
shot.
That plays baseball. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
That is hilarious.
All right, we got to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1990, at the age of 43, Texas Ranger pitcher Nolan Ryan threw the sixth no-hitter of his illustrious career, beating the Oakland Athletics 5-0 in Oakland, California. In the ninth inning, Ryan retired Ken Phelps, Ricky Henderson, and Willie Randolph. He is the only player in baseball history to throw a no-hitter in 3 different decades and accomplish the feat for 3 different teams.
Wow, what a lineup! You could
Yeah, how
Ricky
about that?
and what was the other one? Ricky and
It was
Willie
Ken Phelps,
Randolph. Yeah,
Ricky Henderson and Willie Randolph.
wow. 2 of the greatest leadoff hitters of all time: Willie Randolph and Ricky Henderson. Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
George says he's got Patrick Reed winning the U.S. Open.
No,
Possible.
yeah, it could
Possible.
be.
Against the spread says
Chick-fil-A eating fatso. Anyway,
who'd you call that?
Yeah, Patrick Reed.
I thought you were calling George that.
He's a big.
That's
fat ass.
brave.
That would
Yeah.
be nuts.
He always brings us Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Against the spread
actually have
says
Chick-fil-A.
annexed means brought in. For example, the U.S. annexed Texas in 1844.
Hmm.
Yeah.
know
Everything
that.
that we're standing in and Texas is standing in and California standing in used to be Mexico, by the way.
Yeah.
Just in case you knew that or not. I don't know.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you should know better than anyone, Harris, because didn't you just take American history in high school?
Just clarity. I wasn't calling Big George a fat ass. I
It
was calling
sounded like you were calling Big George a fat ass.
Patrick Reed is that Chick-fil-A eating fat ass.
I know.
He
but every
moved
time
his
we see
ball.
Big George,
He
we're eating
did cheat.
Chick-fil-A. So it was.
That's why
I was
No,
like,
I
why are
love
you
Big
calling him
George.
why are you calling
No,
him?
oh no, I love Big George. I just don't. I'm not a Patrick Reed
Am
fan.
I a Chick-fil-A eating fat ass?
You
You're
are.
not fat. Look at you. You're
No, you
slim
are,
and-
Harris.
Gosh, thank you so much, Randy.
Big
I felt
George
my
is a
body
gentle
dysmorphia
giant.
just
He
disintegrate.
is a
as
gentle.
said that.
I love Big George. He's my guy.
He's just big
Yeah.
bone. That's
Not
all.
Patrick Reed. Randy and Patrick Reed,
I don't like Patrick
they
Reed.
see each
Big
other in
George
an alley. I'm
is-
taking Randy.
Big George is big bone, but like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh yeah.
That's how moms describe people who are fat. Big
Yeah.
boned.
Waldo
He-
says Ludwig Auberg for the win.
Oh,
Oberg. Yeah.
No.
I don't think this is his year though.
no, not his year. Coming though.
All right, guys, that's it for this edition of This Nonsense. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina.